Well, hello everyone and happy Friday. Welcome to the monthly recap in gaming. Talking about all the games that we played in May, as May is officially over tomorrow, basically. It's May 31st. But it's already May 31st for a couple of our friends across the globe. And of course, one of them is joining us today, Mr. Angry Canadian. How you doing, sir?
Doing all right, man. I think I'm functioning at 80% capacity here with 6 hours of sleep. Staying up late last night building this Lego set. So, I've been looking forward to this all month, talking about video games because I always like talking about video games with my bros. So this should be fun.
Yeah, I feel you this morning because, as you know, it was still afternoon for you, but my wife woke up with a horrible headache and she was like crying and making all these like weird gagging sounds as she always does when she starts to cry because she gets that way. And I'm like waking up, I'm like, what's wrong? And she had like this horrible headache. So I got a pretty messed up sleep cycle, so much so that I zoned out while driving today and blew a red light. So, yeah. So I understand.
Oh, that's not good.
No, it's not good at all, too. And it was like a super red light. Like, I am so lucky I did not get into a car accident.
It's a super red light.
Like, it was like a stale red light. That's what I mean. Like, it wasn't even like it didn't just turn. It's like I visibly saw that it was just a red light, and I just kept driving through it. And then when I got through it, I was like, "Oh shit, that light was red."
I should have done that.
Yeah, no, Jeez. I had a horrible adrenaline rush. I'm like, I gotta get a coffee right now. So I know what you're saying, and there's my wife going rude in the chat.
Super rude.
And then, of course, joining us too, who was on the Onimusha recap show on the Onimusha Legacy Loading Show, the first one, and joining us again today, Mr. IJP Mexican, aka Frank Adores Games. How are you doing, sir?
I just pee. That's what the IJP stands for. That's official canon. I just pee.
I just pee.
Either that or irrationally juicy penis.
Whichever one you like to say. So, with that being said, as everyone who may or may not know, every month, at the end of the month, I try to do a recap show with a couple friends, rotating panel to discuss what video games we've been playing. Doesn't matter if it's brand new or if it's the first time you're playing an older game. And we discuss them, give some little details, kind of a recommendation and everything. And on top of that, too, we talk about upcoming video games for the month of June, the next upcoming month. June obviously is the next one. I'm stuttering and buttering like an idiot, so I'm sorry about that. But that's basically about it for everyone who's the first time watcher here. But with that being said, let's get down to it. Let's start talking some video games. And since our friend Mr. Angry Canadian here has been jonesing for it, how about you lead off this conversation?
Sure thing. So this will be a two-banger. I'll knock them out at the same time. So I've been going through the Yeast series, which is like an action JRPG series. And it has it's got action combat to it as well as a little bit of a dungeon crawler type feel, mixed in with some Dark Souls level type bosses that are just infuriating, especially on harder difficulties. And one game that I played and completed would have been Yeast Chronicles 2 on the PC. Originally, those games were actually released on like the older like Japanese PCs. I don't remember the exact name. And then they like remade them for the PSP, and then now you can play them on Steam. So I'm playing like the Steam version. And what's funny about that game, the first two, Yeast Chronicles or Yeast 1 and 2, is it used this combat known as bumper car combat. That's like the term that the fans coined. And you basically like just, bumper carring into enemies and doing damage that way. And a friend of mine, he warned me about that because the first game I played, which you gifted to me, was Yeast Origins, which was a lot of fun. And that is like the standard Yeast type of combat. Push A button to attack and swing your sword, and you have like magic attack. But the 1 and 2, like I said, was bumper car combat, and that took some getting used to. Because what happens is when you bump into the enemy, if you have to attack them at an angle, because if you attack them head on, they'll actually win in the battle, and they'll give you a hit. And so that was kind of funny, just trying to find ways to break the game and like stun lock them, because if you hit them at an angle and like stun lock them into a corner, then they can't do anything and they'll just die. So that was pretty cool, and the story's really cool. The gameplay was fine. It's those games are a lot about they remind me a lot of like Zelda, like modern Zelda, where you need to go talk to random NPCs to get information, and then you'll go into like a dungeon. You'll get like an item in the dungeon as well, and then you'll slowly get upgrades. So you'll get like better, you'll get a better sword, better shield, better armor as well as you play through the game. And it's I like it a lot. It's becoming one of my favorite series now. It's made by Nihon Falcom, and they're also famous for the Trails in the Insert Whatever the name of the game is series. So, and that will I'll hint to a game I'll be playing for next month. I'm going to try to start next month. That's in the Trails series. So, yeah, Yeast Chronicles 2, and the one that I'm working on right now is this new one that kind of got like a remaster. It's called Yeast Memoir Oath in Felghana. And a lot of these JRPG titles have like crazy long names, but basically this one is a remake or remaster of number 3. And number 3 also released on this one released on the PC back in the day, but this one you can play on modern consoles now, and it's actually a lot of fun. It takes, I think, the framework of Yeast Origins and just expands upon it. And I'm on the final boss right now, and it is like kicking my butt. I'm doing like some insane like ninja acrobatics with this final boss, so you have to have like the most perfect timing while you're playing that, even if you're over leveled. Which that's kind of like a trick with the Yeast games is if you're playing like, let's say, hard mode, you need to at least be like 1 or 2 levels higher than the boss in order to do like a good amount of damage and take in some damage as well. So Yeast games, my goal is to finish the entire series this year. Because they're, depending on the game, they're either 7 hours long to about 30 hours long. It depends on like which game and how much time you put into it. So it's been a blast.
All right, for sure. You want to know something funny about the Yeast series? Is I had no idea how to pronounce it, so I was like calling it Wise.
Yeah,
I could, and somebody corrected me one day. They're like, "It's called Yeast." I'm like, "Really?" Ah, well, I sound like an idiot.
In Japanese, they call it Asu, or I think it's Asu or Isu, but in English it just looks like yeast or whatever. I don't know. It is a weird name. The reason why it's called yeast is because the ancient tribe of people in that game, they were known as yeast, like the tribe of yeast or something. So that's why the name is like that. Kind of like the Legend of Zelda. So that's just how they named the games. Yeah, man, they're a lot of fun. Origins is probably my favorite one so far. And because you can play it 3 times, like there's like 3 different characters in the game. But basically, the game series, you play as one main character, and it's the same character across the entire series. And he actually like grows up throughout the games as well, so that's kind of cool. You get to see like his character growth, and people that you meet along the way from other games kind of reappear in some of the newer games.
Aww.
So it's a pretty cool series. A very simple action RPG game.
Yes, I love that you're playing it, so it gives me something to look forward to next year.
Yes, I'll help you out.
It's kind of like me with Persona and you're with Yeast. That's what we're doing. We're alternating.
And I forgot because the soft lock. So I tweeted about it. So basically, there's and the one I'm playing now, Oath in Felghana. There's some side quests you can do. A lot of the Yeast games have typical JRPG side quests, and this one in particular. I guess if you don't talk to this one NPC by like this certain point in the game, you will like soft lock the quest and not be able to get like the quest reward item. And that is like really infuriating because there was no like time limit. There's nothing it tells you in the game like, hey, you should talk to this person before you fight this one boss, otherwise you'll miss out on this item. And so I was like Googling online, like what did I do wrong here? And I finally found like an answer, and they said like if you beat this one boss in the cave, then you will not be able to claim, like you won't be able to progress in the side quest and claim the final item or the story item, not story, excuse me, the reward item. And I was like really irritated when I found out about that. Like that's so dumb. So it's not worth restarting the game because I'm managing without it. But yeah, I've never experienced that before.
I think that it's not too uncommon. I know that you can always miss like some characters. I know Suikoden and everything kind of has those hidden characters that sometimes will stop you from 100% completion. But yeah, that's not too shocking, to be honest. But well, at least you know something for if you ever want to play again, what to do next time, right?
Yeah, with New Game Plus, yeah, I'll definitely be paying more attention then.
Right on, right on. IJP, have you ever played the Yi series?
I've never played YS ever. I never even heard of this game.
Well, there's like how many of them now? 10? 9?
Yeah, there's 10. One of them is like kind of lost to time because it's stuck on one console. It was only released in Japan, and I guess it's considered not even canon by the developers themselves.
It's not even canon. Who cares if I can't play it? It's not even canon, guys.
But yeah, there's quite a bit. And they've done like remasters or like upgraded versions of them because some of them they release them and they're not like fully up to snuff. So they'll kind of like re-release them with more added content and it'll be like a better version of the game. For example, the new one that's coming out, Yeast Nordics, Yeast 10 Nordics. That one they added I think it's called like Proud Nordics, so they put that on the tag, and it's basically like an upgraded version of the original Yeast 10 game. And funny enough, the Lacrimosa of Diana, which is apparently like a fan favorite, number 8, it released originally on the Vita first.
Yeah.
And the Vita version is like pretty inferior to like the PlayStation and the PC version, and it's even inferior to the Switch version, which is kind of funny. So. I think I'll probably play it on PC for the graphics alone. But yeah, like it's just kind of funny how there's like 4 versions, and the Vita version is unfortunately like the most inferior version. It's got like it doesn't have the extra content, and it's not as clean looking, and it doesn't like run as well, I guess. So, anyways, I think you like it, IJP. They're pretty simple games, pretty fun games. Good story overall.
Yeah, I heard that there's also that's the same way with the PSP version of one of these Ys games, right?
That it's like a downgrade compared to, or not downgrade, but it's inferior to like the other games.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, especially actually. So believe it or not, they did do Yeast Chronicles 1 and 2 for the Nintendo DS, and apparently those are like terrible. I want to try them out myself, but they're kind of it's an expensive game to buy.
Right.
But yeah, that one PSP one. I'm trying to remember off the top of my head which was.
I got it right here. Actually, it's Ark of Nephilim or
Nephotism or whatever.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think that. Yeah, you are correct. That one's pretty bad, and that one's actually one of the last ones that hasn't been like remastered, so it's still kind of like a classic game, and you could play that one on PC as well.
Yeah, that's the one that a lot of people have been telling me either play. I think the PS2 version or the PC version, because the PSP version I hear is hot dog water.
Yeah. I forgot. Yeah, PS2.
Water, right?
Now, hot dog water is good.
Yeah, I love it.
Hot dog water.
Making popsicles, put them in the ice trays, making popsicles is great.
Here it's a Mexican delicacy, right?
I think it's a world delicacy.
It's a world delicacy. Yeah, it's cool. It's a good series. I think I'm thankful for my buddy Cash Money for introducing me to it. So.
All right, cool. Well, there you go.
To him.
So check out the Yeez games right there if you're interested in looking those up. I think we have a thing in the Discord. I gotta just find again for the correct way to play them if you're a Westerner. So that's something I'll definitely have to look into and post later, maybe as a community thing on YouTube.
Yeah, if you don't find it, I still got it, so I can send it to you as well.
Awesome. And then our buddy Mr. JM here says, Yeez are those types of games where I own a couple for no reason.
Yeah, I mean, they're cheap. No. Yeah, I think they're just kind of cheap, and you're like, what is this weird game? But it's my hidden gem, even though it's like a popular series. But yeah, they're fantastic. Or like I said, Origins is probably my favorite one so far. But yeah,
that's always kind of funny. It's like, well, if you're an actual like JRPG, why did I stutter there? If you're an actual JRPG gamer, like usually you'll know about this series, but at the same time, I don't think these games are like super high sellers. Like, I don't ever see them talking about them cracking like 1 million. You know?
Yeah. Like I mentioned earlier, they're produced by Nihon Falcom, and Nihon Falcom's more famous for the Trails in the whatever games.
Trail
So
Sky
Trails in the
stuff like
Sky,
that.
and yeah, and so this game kind of, I mean, even though I think the Yeast game is older than the Trails games, it was like we're talking like the 8-bit era days or 16-bit era days. On the like PC gaming. I don't know. They're like Japanese PC gaming consoles or whatever. So, yeah, and funny enough, this year I think it is they're bringing back the crossover fighting game, Yeast versus Trails in the I think it's Trails in the Sky, if not it's the Trails series characters.
Mm-hmm.
And that was kind of locked to the PSP for the longest time, and they're re-releasing it for modern consoles. So that's gonna be pretty cool to play that.
I don't think I ever heard about that. I thought it was just something else, but I learn something new every day, right?
Yeah, man.
All right, cool. Any closing thoughts about Yeast before we move on?
Just go play them, and if you got any questions, I could try to answer them later in your Discord or wherever. So
Gotcha. So yeah, cool. All right, Mr. IJP, what about you? What's a game that you've been playing?
I played Doom 2 earlier this month, and I like it a lot. It's fun. It's actually the first time I ever played it all the way through. I played it last year, but then I got to the city levels and I dropped it because those are terrible levels. So I actually completed it this year.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. You ever played Doom, Carl?
Well,
You know what I'm talking about?
I've played Doom, but I never really beat the first two original ones. The first time I ever played Doom was Doom 3. That for the original Xbox.
Ooh, you played the quote unquote good one, which is actually the bad one.
You know what? This can I be honest with you? Because I feel like every time a Doom game comes out, there's always this discourse around it that it sucks until the next Doom game comes out. Then the last one was like super amazing, and the new one sucks.
I don't think that happened in 2016. I think everybody was like on board right away.
I don't know. I feel like even now, 2016, a lot of people kind of look back with rose tints and glasses too, because with Dark Ages comes out, everyone's talking about sales figures and that, and then like Doom Eternal, which I still think is my favorite Doom, and a lot of people tried to say like, no, Doom Eternal sucked, and I'm just like, I don't know. It just feels like this whole thing where it's like, if you played like the original Dooms, and like those were like peak to you, and then the new Dooms all suck, or like the last Doom was like the best Doom because the new one sucks. It just feels like when we talk about Doom online, and I'm going to specifically say this online, it just seems like the discourse around it is always just like, oh, the last one was always better.
I don't know. I haven't seen that about Eternal, but maybe you're right.
no, he's right. I've seen it. It's retarded,
Or
dude.
maybe you guys are really online. You were
No,
that?
no, because we sit down and have conversations with people, bro.
Sorry, go on.
I was just say, like, for example, conversations we've had with some other YouTubers, like, always whenever Doom is brought up, before Dark Ages came out, people would say, nah, Doom 2016 is better than Eternal, and then, like, vice versa, and there'd be just people arguing about it all the time. I remember some of my old coworkers that are, like, really big into Doom, the newer Dooms, they would say the same thing. And it's kind of like the Halo effect, where, like, the last Halo game is bad, but the one before that is, like, slightly better, and then the one before that is even more slightly better. A lot of these like first-person shooters, like they all have the same type of like story, for the drama and like bickering with fans.
Yeah, that's what I'm trying to say. Like, I don't have like a issue with Doom. I always talk about like Doom is on my Mount Rushmore of gaming, of just like being one of those like perfect shooters, you know, because it spawned so much. It's been memed to death.
Perfect. I don't know about perfect. Even like 1 and 2's got problems. Like, ugh.
Well, when I say perfect, it's more of like, you know, I'm not saying like the game doesn't have issues. I'm saying like it just hits the right notes with so many people that like it just is like that iconic franchise. It spun how many like Doom clones were made from, you know, the invention of Doom. How often do we see people putting Doom on like calculators, pregnancy tests, even. If someone got it to run in Windows Notepad, all right, you know?
That's pretty based.
Yeah, so it's just like like when people talk about Doom, I just find the conversation like with our friends, you know, like our friends Melee Games or even Extra Zero or all these other people that we know, where it's just like the opinions about Doom are so varied and vast that it's just, you know, kind of noticeable. And like a lot of people like one of the things is like people I like Doom 3. I thought that game was great and awesome, but it was such a massive departure from Doom 1 and 2 and even 64 in so many ways. I can understand the criticism it got from like actual like Doom fans. But like I said, this also goes back to like my working theory about the gamer's paradox, you know what I mean? Where it's like gamers don't know what they want, but they also know what they want at the same time, you know?
Gamers are stupid.
I would say the funny joke is like people go like, "Oh, can you believe this dev said that they hate gamers, or this consultant said they hate gamers, or this games journalist said he hate gamers?" And I'm like, "Yeah, I can because I fucking hate gamers." Right? So that's just the funny thing about it. But no, I'm sorry I derailed the conversation about your Doom talk. So Doom 2,
We talked about every Doom except for 2.
because I didn't play those ones. So like, you know, you obviously just did a video about it and everything else like that. But for people who haven't seen it, could you give more in-depth thoughts and details about it?
Yeah, so Doom 2 is better than the first one. It only adds one new weapon type and I think less than 5 enemy types, but it just feels way, way better than the first game. The only thing that I think it's worse is the level design. Doom 2 has some pretty stinky levels in there. I don't remember any of the names, but if you play Doom 2, you know what's up. Like I think it's called the Chasm. It's one of the Sandy Peterson levels where it's like you have to walk on like a tightrope at some point, and it sucks. I don't know if you guys ever seen that. Probably not.
No. Sandy Peterson, you said?
Yeah, it's the guy who made that level.
I did not know that.
Well, I watched your review, but I don't remember it.
It's the one where I'm like walking literally on like a line.
Oh, I think so. Yeah.
Universally hated, which honestly, like that part of the level isn't even that bad. But it's kind of like, why would you design this? Why? Fast-paced shooter? I have to like slow down to crawl for no reason. That's weird. I forget the name of the other level, but it's like it's so big and there's so many enemies where it's just not fun anymore. Carl left. It's just me and you, AC. I know
No,
he's here.
my dog was starting to bark. I had to mute for a second.
It's okay.
So I guess I should ask more. So from Doom 1 to Doom 2, what's the like drastic difference where you go like it's that much better than the first one?
It's just the utilization of the enemy types. They added just a few of them, but just adding those few like made it feel like way more like purposeful. Doom 1 kind of reuses the cacodemons and the pinkies way too much, where it's like, okay, they're just kind of throwing these guys at me just because they're like there's only like a couple enemies to throw at me. But Doom 2, since there's more variety, it feels more like purposely designed, if you know what I mean.
I get what you're saying. So like the enemies are not just like meat sponges that they keep throwing at you in waves. It's like there's more variety.
They act really differently, so you have to react to them in different manners.
Okay. Well, cool.
And the BFG is, I don't remember when's the earliest point you can get it, but it's way earlier than Doom 1. In Doom 1, you get it in episode 3, which is, a third way through the game.
How long are these games too? Like I said, I haven't played the first 2 original Dooms.
Hold on. I think Doom 1, if you're just playing the original trilogy of the episodes, not counting the 4th one that came out much later, I think it's 7 levels per episode. So 33. Okay. And I don't remember how many levels there are in Doom 2. I want to say 50, but that doesn't sound right.
I would say
they're not that long. They're not that long of games if you know what you're doing, and even if you don't know what you're doing, it doesn't take that long.
I'm saying like time frame wise, like how if you had to put hours on it.
It depends, because some levels you can beat super quickly, and then others, if you don't know where you're doing, which is kind of easy to not know where you're doing in some of the levels, they can take like 20 something minutes. So I don't know. You could beat it in like a day or two if
Okay.
you like sit down and like really try to do that. They don't take that long.
Okay. So,
But if you suck at it,
if you suck at anything, it's always gonna take longer, right?
I would say never pistol start. Ignore the people that are like, "Oh, you should pistol start these games because they're designed." No, just ignore those people. They're stupid. Always save. Always be saving in these games, unless you know what you're doing already, which you probably won't.
How about you, AC? Have you played any of these older Doom games?
AC
Yeah,
loves Doom and he plays all of the games.
If only that were true. Uh, one of my original video game memories that I can recall. It was way after I got the N64. I should say it's one of my original PC gaming memories. Is for some odd reason my dad had Doom on our home computer. I don't know how he acquired it or why he had it, but it was on the home computer. And the only reason why I remember it was Doom because Doom has the iconic Doom guy face on the bottom of the screen. And I remember playing the game, and like as I was taking damage, like his face is getting more bloodied, and I'm like, "What is happening here?" And then you die, and you're like, "Oh, this is interesting." And I remember just getting freaked out by the enemy types and whatnot. But I remember like kind of being intrigued with it. I was like, "Huh, this is a really interesting game." So you got to run around, shoot enemies, collect some weapons, and watch your health and everything. And it was like I want to say it was my very first first person shooter, because I don't remember ever playing any other game like that before. So yeah, so one of these days I would like to go back, revisit Doom, and play through it and see how it is. I don't know, like I've played Doom Eternal. I played 90% of Doom Eternal, and then I forgot to finish the game. So I do need to revisit at some point because I like to see. I really want to see all this controversy between 2016 and Doom Eternal and now Dark Ages, and see like if it is really the gamer's paradox. But yeah, it's been fun watching IGP's games here or his reviews here with Doom 1 and 2. Man, the sound effects are like hilarious. It just shows how dated the game is. Just all the sound effects and stuff. So yeah.
The imps sound like camels.
Yep.
That's funny. All right, cool. Any closing thoughts you'd like to have on the Doom game there, Mr. IJP?
The super shotgun is one of the best shotguns in all of gaming ever.
Okay, cool. All right, now I think if it's okay with you, gentlemen, I'll start off one too. We'll just stay on Doom then, because I played Doom: The Dark Ages, and
The worst game ever.
yeah, so to some
Yeah.
people, I enjoyed the game. I know that might be controversial to who you talk to, but I really did enjoy it. It gave me a lot of old school like PS1 like tank vibes. I know that's like weird to say, but it's just like some people kept saying like, "Oh, the Doom guy's too slow. The Slayer's too slow. Everything else like this is kind of slow." And I don't understand that complaint. I didn't jack up the speed at all through the original gameplay run or anything. I just kind of played it at normal. I cranked up, the enemy aggression. I cranked up the parry window, and so it's a lot smaller and didn't give you a wide berth. And I was actually enjoying a lot of the gameplay. Uh, I actually enjoyed the melee combat the most. I loved throwing the shield and everything. I love the parry system. I think my only real complaints with the game was uh the second well no the first real boss that you fight, like the first like actual main boss that you fight. I thought that fight was boring, and I didn't like it at all. The mech sections I didn't really enjoy that much. I know a lot of people online prefer that over the dragon sections, but I love the dragon sections. In fact, I wish I could have done more with the dragons. I feel like I am in the minority on that one though. So because everything I see online from people, including my favorite reviewer ACG, he even said like, "Ah, yeah, the dragon sections are terrible." But I'm like, But I'm like, I like the dragon section, guys. It's cool, you know. But overall, generally speaking, the gunplay just I kind of wish I could just go back and play with a mod to play it without guns because I was having a hell of a time just doing like the combo, the hits, the hit him with the mace and everything. I like that. It just felt very primal, I guess you could say. It just felt good to just like rip into these demons, just like smack them with a club or hit them with a mace or something like that. Which I understand that people's biggest complaints with like the glory kills not being as big of a part in this game. Like they still had them, but you had to like work for them a little extra. But I just like doing like the throwing the shield, cutting them in half, throwing the shield into the enemy, and then shooting the shield, and bullets are ricocheting everywhere, and just shooting other enemies. Like it is more straightforward fun, and I kind of had to like break it down, like the new Doom trilogy. It's like Doom 2016, like felt like a drunken brawl more than anything else. It's like you're going around, you're shooting things with pistols. It felt like you're just kind of doing more glory kills just for glory kill sakes because that was more fun to play at that time. And like Doom Eternal felt like it was a more high precision like fencing match, I guess you could say, where it's like you had to constantly try to figure out how to like counter and like wait for an opening and quickly get your attacks in and try to get your kills in. And like the Dark Ages just felt like a tank. Like that's the best way to say it. It's like the devs themselves in one of their directs said like, oh, in Doom the Dark Ages we want you to feel like a tank. And I think they did a good job, with that, mission statement that they put out there, because it did feel like with Eternal they try to have more verticality and crazy stuff and platforming, whereas like Dark Ages, you're staying planted to that ground most of the time. Even if you're running, the Slayer is like jumping like he's got a lead piano in his ass. All right, he ain't getting that much air. But overall, I would say Doom Eternal is still better in my opinion. But I still think Dark Ages is better than 2016 because I don't know what it is about 2016. It just never felt like as good to me as some people did kind of make it out to be. I just feel like 2016 was good, just wasn't that great. Also, another recommendation I would throw out to people out there: if you're going to play Dark Ages, crank the sound effects down to 75, and then crank the music up to 100. Because it's not Mick Gordon. I get that. I know like a lot of people like to say like, well, the reason why nobody's buying it is because Mick Gordon's not in. And I don't really believe that too much. I feel like that's more of like the inside baseball people know about that. I feel like the soundtrack is pretty good. I did enjoy it in some areas, but I will say this as a be warned, if you want that like sound, it's going to be, there's a lot of times where it's like no hardcore music. It's very seeps into you versus like gets in your face. So
Question:
I love music.
For those of you who don't know, or of us who don't know, you said McGordon. Is that like the guy that did the soundtrack for the last two games?
yes, he
Yeah.
is. And
Okay.
Killer Instinct, and he also worked on, I think, Atomic Heart was his latest project, the Russian studio one.
Oh, that's why he didn't come back. Okay, got it.
No, he didn't come back because him and Bethesda had a falling out.
Yeah, because of the Russian studio thing.
I think it was something different, wasn't it?
I'm just trying to be stupid about it. No, I don't. That's crazy though. Yeah.
I can't remember the exact controversy behind it because it's so long ago now, and it just feels
Yeah, I
like
don't remember either.
it feels like they just moved on. And even Mick Gordon, I think when Dark Ages came out, he's like, I just hope this game does well. I love Doom. So I don't even think Mick has that much bad blood anymore, really, to be honest, or at least not publicly.
Well, I guess whenever I start 2016, then I'll definitely be focusing on the music then, keeping that in mind for when I get to Dark Ages.
Yeah, like I said, it was noticeable, but also the last time I played a Doom game was COVID, so it's been about 5 years. Uh, actually, over 5 years because Doom Eternal came out in March of 2020.
Can you play the
Oh yeah.
original Doom game inside Dark Ages? Because I know you can in Eternal.
I don't know if you can. I didn't. I don't think so.
Probably not.
Yeah, but it wouldn't surprise me if it was. Like I know, like in Wolfenstein, I think in the first reboot, not the new Colossus, you can actually play the original Wolfenstein in that too. But I don't think that carried over in sequels.
My layman.
Mein Leben!
All right, guys. Any other questions about Doom: The Dark Ages before I move on?
Was there? How was the super shotgun in it?
Still pretty cool, actually. My favorite weapon was I think it was like called the Shredder, where it's just a giant skull that's inside of a gun, and you just shoot out bits of jagged skulls at people. I love that weapon.
That did look pretty cool.
That's the weapon I only specifically used because it looked so cool. It's like I'm gonna shoot giant bits of skull at you, and then I'm gonna whack you in the face with this mace, and then I'm gonna wombo combo you, and it's just good. It's just good old fashioned video gaming fun, as they say. So any other things?
How's the pump action shotgun?
Actually, it's pretty powerful. It has a broken ability too that you can combo with fire and stuff. It's a lot of like you gotta learn how to do like all the chip damage, as they would say, with this new Doom game, and it works out pretty well.
I like chips.
All right, fair enough. All right, I'm gonna move on now. Go back to Mr. AC. Mr. AC, what is another game you'd like to talk about?
Let's see. So, oh, we lost. Oh, there he's back.
Yeah, I think I'm like lagging a bit.
All right, you're good for now.
Yeah. So
I hope
for video games, two more that I'll knock them out at the same time because it's the same theme and it's Star Wars. And so of course May was Star Wars month, and I had fun trying out a brand new game for the first time for me at least. It was Star Wars Bounty Hunter. I have a love-hate relationship with that game because I like a lot of the mechanics in the game, specifically the jetpacking. I think it's probably some of the smoothest jetpacking for a video game. But I really don't like the gunplay, especially when you're being gangbanged by like 20 different bad guys at the same time. And then you need to also scan them so you can claim their bounties, and it's a pain in the butt to try to do all that at the same time. It's like the it's like the joke from Red vs. Blue. It's like, why is there 6 pedals but only like 4 directions? That's how I felt when I was playing Bounty Hunter. So besides that, the level design was insane. I did like the first half of the game's level design, maybe up until the third part of the game too. Just the massive levels that you're flying around in and you're climbing up, and there's a lot of verticality to them. But that last level in the game was pretty bad because of the brightness settings or the gamma settings. You just could not see like where you were going, and you were just taking like leaps of faith and praying that you were landing on platforms as you go across like this massive chasm to get to like the final boss. So that was interesting to go through that. I heard that the remaster or the port of it, I guess it'd be a remaster that was released recently, has fixed a lot of like some of the difficulty issues from the original game. I don't know. I'll be getting it at some point this year whenever LRG decides to ship it. So besides that, soundtrack is it's John Williams soundtrack or music, so there's nothing really much to write home about. But it was okay. Like I liked it for what it was. I liked the storytelling. The CGI like scenes that they used was pretty cool. They brought back the voice actors for their specific character roles, so that was really neat. Yeah, pretty fun game overall. I enjoyed streaming it and raging about it as well. So
Yeah, I think one of the funnier parts, the guy's name is Tamor, right? The Django.
Yes, Tamora Morrison. Yep.
Yeah, so I feel like the best thing was him. Every time you would fall off and Django falls to his death, it sounds like he is squeezing out a horrible constipated shit.
Yes. Yeah.
Just all the time, he's like, ah. I'm like, oh, okay, man. Guy's been munching on some Taco Bell too much.
Yeah, for real, for real. Yeah, it was like I said, it was a fun game to play through, but there were some moments where it's just like, okay, this is some pretty bad level design or pretty bad gameplay loop. Oh, dude, speaking of that, everyone complains about Halo 2 Jackal snipers being some of like the worst NPCs in history. The snipers in this game are far worse than the Halo 2 Jackal snipers, in my opinion. The reason being is in order to like counter snipe them, you need to make sure that you preemptively see them before their AI like they have like a field of view, and if you get inside their field of view, which is like pretty far, then they'll just keep pelting you, like even from behind walls, they'll just keep shooting at you. So you basically, if you get caught and you're like just in a death loop, you have to restart that section of the level and like try to like pixel peek them before they their field of view catches you. Whereas like and also if you don't have a sniper, you gotta have to snipe them with your pistols, and that's like really difficult with those GameCube controls. So at least in Halo 2, you have counter sniping with the battle rifle.
That's if they let you
That
shoot at
sounded
them.
fair and balanced to me. I don't know what you're talking about. That sounds completely
No,
fair.
I know my way around the Jackal snipers pretty well, but these snipers in Bounty Hunter were just like they were just unpredictable, and yeah, it's like using a pea shooter against like a nuke. It just wasn't gonna work. But yeah, so Bounty Hunter, and then the second Star Wars game was Republic Commando, which is like one of my top 5 Star Wars games, and so I beat that in one sitting. I played it on hard mode too, so that was like my first time I think playing it on hard mode, and that was pretty interesting. Just some of the I think just the difficulty is you take damage a little bit more quickly. That was like the only difficulty with it, but yeah, I streamed that for 7.5 hours, and I was pretty dead by the end of that too. So it's because it was after our rebirth stream that we did. So that was another like long weekend for me.
Yeah, that was a long day for me as well too.
Yeah, yeah, man, it was but Republic Commando, I don't know if we'll ever get like a remaster of it, but fans are trying to do stuff with like Unreal Engine, so that'd be kind of cool to see that. It's definitely a great game. It holds up really well. Shockingly enough, it runs pretty well on the 360. There are some moments where it will stutter when you're running into like new areas and if there's a lot of enemies on screen or explosions on screen. But it does run like higher than 30 frames. I could tell that it was working really well. The Switch version runs pretty well too. Unfortunately, the PC version is the worst one. It's not really kept up to date, so it kind of breaks on modern computers.
That sucks. But you can at least say that you played it better than our friend Nia.
Yes, yes. Oh boy, it was funny. I wanted to just be funny and tag him in it, but yeah, that was a trip. Playing through that and just showing him how to play the game correctly.
Yeah, I need to find the VOD for that and rewatch it because it's like, was Neo really that bad at playing Republic Commando? I never saw it.
Yeah, the one scene that I remember watching, because this was like almost 2 years ago now. He was in the starship, and he had his night vision mode on, and he was getting bombarded by these drones. And he was just like, but he didn't realize he thought he was just dying from random explosions, but he didn't realize he was getting bombarded by these drones. And I'm like, dude, like they're hiding on the pipes, some of them. So if you look at your environment, you're like, huh, that looks a little bit strange. And then if you start shooting, sure enough, you will destroy the drone. Or what you need to do is when you start shooting at the drone, you'll see it kind of like do an animation. It'll dive bomb you. You literally just need to sidestep like 1 pixel and it will go past you and you'll survive. But he just kept like eating them like like Rodney King.
Oh no!
Feed me.
He's eating those punches. So, yeah.
That's funny.
It's just a flesh wound.
Is it like
It's just
watching?
a flesh wound.
It's like watching DSP play like Doom Eternal.
Anything. Literally anything.
Anything, yeah. Anything, yeah.
Oh God, that's funny. That's funny. But yeah,
Yeah.
I love Republic Commando. It's one of those games that really got me hyped as a kid. I still want to go back and play it a little bit myself, just to also do what you did and make fun of Neo and just get like a little, as they would say, put the hockey stick in his side, letting you know he's there.
Yes.
So, I never played. No, let me rephrase that. I have played Bounty Hunter back on the good old PS2 days. I thought that game sucked as a kid, and I haven't played it since. But
Don't tell Nos.
Yeah, don't tell us that.
Tell him you love it.
I will tell him straight to his face with a smile on and be like, I thought that game sucked as a kid, but I was a kid. So we're talking, what, 2000 and what, 4?
2005, I think, is when it came out.
Okay, I was close.
Yeah, around there.
So I was like 13, I want to say, when that came out then.
Damn.
Well, you might do well with the remaster then, because like he told me and some other people told me that it really cleaned up the controls and some of the environments as well, like the lighting and stuff. So it sounds like it's definitely like a fixed version of the game.
I have it on PC. I got it as part of like one of those humble like fanatical bundles or something, I think, for like super cheap.
Yeah.
So I definitely will be playing it on the PC, because I just remember playing it. I think it was either PS2 or GameCube, obviously, but when I was a kid, I was like, this sucks.
Yeah, and I think I don't know, because IGP would have to try it out. I'm pretty sure the PS2 is running at 30 frames, whereas the GameCube one is running at 60 frames.
That's probably true.
And I'm wondering if the 30 frames is better for that game than the 60 frames. I'm starting to think that might be the case, because, man, when you got like enemies pouring in and laser bolts flying at 60 frames, it's like really hard to dodge everything.
You think the game speed is tied to the frame rate or something?
I feel like it, but I would have to play
it. The PS2 version would be better.
Yeah,
It'd be like a bit slower.
I'm trying to recall a couple moments in the game where it just felt like I had to just like think 3 steps ahead because of how fast.
When you were stuck inside like that hut, getting like rocketed constantly, remember?
Yeah, there's that too. Yeah. Oh my
You
goodness.
open the door and immediately explode.
Oh
Yeah.
You know what? I kind of want to like throw on a little bit here too, because I was playing a Star Wars game as well, but I don't want to spend too much time talking about it. But I replayed Jedi Knight, Jedi Academy, also this month, and I had a lot of those horrible instances too, where I just like open a door and get blasted by a rocket launcher. I'm like, oh yeah, that's very fair. That's a very fun game.
Made by Raven?
Yes, it was.
Okay, I haven't played it, but I heard good things about it.
Listen, just to go on a small tangent here, if you ever play those games, just upgrade your force choke ability to max right away, because it is the greatest way to relieve any stress that you have in life. Is just to choke stormtroopers and bounty hunters and just throw them off cliffs. That's all I did. You just see them coming running at you, you're like, yee, get out of my way, yo, just throw them off cliffs. You don't even waste time. It's like, here comes some dark Sith. Choke you, throw you off a cliff. Bye. Get out of my way, peasants. Oh, those are some good times.
Very healthy way of dealing with your problems, Carl.
Exactly. Because it's not real violence. It's video game violence.
AC, say something funny. Oh, he's typing in chat. Never mind.
I'm trying to think what else about that game. I don't know. There's not like a whole lot to really say. I said my piece about it. I'm done. I'm glad I've finished it. And I never have to play it again. So
you think it's the best game ever, right? Basically, that's what you're saying.
No, not even close. It's the opposite direction.
But Nos, you got to think about Nos though.
And we don't have to think about Nos because he is not here.
Yes, we can talk all kinds of mad trash about him.
Later. I hope he sees this later and realizes that I'm his only real friend online.
Oh man, but yeah, you had never played any of these Star Wars games, there, Mr. IJ?
I never played them. Just seen footage.
Okay, fair enough. Go check those
AC
games out. I would say.
AC says to turn your mic up. It's a little too low. That's what he said in the chat.
The gaslighting is real.
He is right though. You should turn it down just a tad.
All right, cool. I'll just move it back a little bit. I had a close. Is that
He's getting
better?
too excited about the gaming. You know, it tends to happen.
Listen, my audio is much better, but it still needs worse.
Dude, I hate messing with audio. It's the worst thing ever.
Hey, we got our buddy Nasimersh joining us. Hey, how you doing, buddy? No, we're talking about the other N person
Yeah.
in here. That sounds like a racial
Big
slur.
Nos.
Right there. Nos.
You're Nas. You're the rapper
Nas.
Nas. Get out of here.
No, he's one of our favorite people from over the seas.
Let's ban him.
I'm not banning.
Oh my
I'm not
goodness, you and the
banning.
ban.
You always want to ban everyone.
I know, dude. It's so
He's ban
funny.
happy.
This is why we're building a wall to keep you in Mexico.
I've never banned anybody, but I always like to threaten it.
Any closing thoughts you'd like to add there, AC, before we move on?
No, just if you want to play Star Wars Bounty Hunter, probably play the modern remaster that's come out. And then Republic Commando is it's a perfect game, so go check them out.
Yeah, I saw a PS4 copy in the wild, the same place where I saw that Path of Radiance I almost got you the other day.
Yeah.
Yeah, and then I was like, nah, I'm not going to buy this.
Good decision.
Yes. All right, then, Mr. IJ, what you got there for another game that you'd like to talk about there?
I played. Let's just go with Pokemon Blue. I'm playing Pokemon Blue because I'm gonna do a big video on it sometime this year, maybe the next year. I don't know. So I've been playing that. You guys played Pokemon before, right? You guys like vaguely like Pokemon, right? Something like that.
Yeah, something like that.
I could rehash the tales about how much Pokemon has meant to me, but yes.
Yeah. So you guys hate Pokemon? Okay, that's what I'm good. Yeah, so I've been replaying that with a bad team on purpose, and it's actually like really easy. It's still really easy.
Well, you know what
That's
you're doing.
crazy.
That's a little different.
Yeah, there is that. I know what I'm doing. I started the game. So like the way I'm playing is I'm just getting the Pokemon that I want on my team and like nothing else. So for the longest time I only had 2 Pokemon, so they were getting all the XP. So now my Parasect is like my strongest member, which is weird to think about. So yeah, I don't know if I like broke the game or the game's is broken already.
Well,
Might be a bit of both.
like RBY is notorious for broken mechanics and stuff that doesn't work or make sense.
Yeah, I haven't played Yellow in such a long time, but I heard recently that they changed a lot of the levels and the moves that Pokemon have. So
Oh, Pokemon.
I'm wondering if that's going to be harder
No,
or like about the same.
No, it's easier. Pokemon Yellow is incredibly easier.
But Sabrina has level 50s, and not in Blue.
Yeah, but they suck. That's what I'm saying. Like all the like they changed up a lot of the teams. Like especially like if you get Gary as your rival, depending on like what starter Pokemon.
Oh yeah, and the fights you win against them
Yeah.
and whatnot.
Honestly, when I got to Gary, I was like, I just like pushed him out of the way, like like so, like an Israeli going to like a Gaza village. It's just get out of my way.
That was hilarious. I forget. Can you actually like lose to him in Red and Blue, or does like the game kick you out and you have to beat him? I don't remember.
No,
It's been such a long time since I lost to him, so I don't remember if like you actually can lose, or is it just the first battle you can lose? I don't remember.
no, you can still lose to him, and then you just have to refight him in certain parts.
Okay, so you can't lose. Like you have to beat him eventually.
Yeah, I mean,
Because I know in Yellow, it's like 3 fights that determine what his Eevee evolves into. So you can lose or win those, but I don't remember if that's the case in original Red and Blue, except for the first one, obviously.
I think there's 2 fights where if you lose, he walks away from you and says you're a bitch. But
that might be the second one might be the optional one when you go to the Pokemon League without any of the badges right
Yeah.
before you fight Brock?
Yeah, that's the
Is
other
that
one.
one? Yeah. Yeah. AC's muted because he's scared of talking about Pokemon because he doesn't know anything about it.
You're partially correct.
Partially. So I'm supposed to be completely wrong.
Oh, speaking of Pokemon, AC was like roasting me earlier because I didn't know that dancing lizard meme was a song from Pokemon Black and White, and he's like, even I knew that.
Don't know that. You don't know the dancing lizard meat from the game I've never played? Even I know that meme.
Yeah, I was saying even Filthy Frank here knows about it.
I know that meme when he dances, and then he dances, and then it's a meme.
It's the Drillvale or something town. I forget what it is, but I because I'm playing Pokemon African American right now, so I like to call it. And
Also known as Pokemon Y.
no,
Also known as Pokemon AJ Edition.
there you go.
Shout out AJ, we miss you. We hope you're okay.
Come back, brother. We miss you, brother. But it's just not like exactly a game. Let me rephrase that. I'm sounding like an idiot.
You said it.
Gen 5 is not my favorite gen. And it's not because I hate it per se in terms of like I think it's a bad game. On the contrary, I think it's a really good Pokemon game. It's just it doesn't have like that special place in my heart as like the other Pokemon games.
Which one is your favorite? Is it 4?
It's between Platinum and Emerald. I would say, depending on the day, I can make a case of like it goes back and forth. I think
You're gonna hate my Gen 1 video then.
Oh no.
I'm not gonna hate your Gen 1 video because I understand some people like it. It's just those are like my two favorite gens, you know?
I'm calling out Gen 3ers in like the first 10 minutes.
Fair enough.
The first 5 minutes, so people actually see that and then leave comments.
Well, I can't wait to leave a comment. In fact, no, I'm not even gonna leave a comment. I'm just gonna DM you directly and yell at you.
No, leave comments in the videos, guys. Don't
Yes,
DM
I will.
me.
I will. I'll be like, I'm DMing you now.
Do it both ways.
But yeah,
So yeah, that's about it. I haven't beat the game yet. I'm currently right before Silphsco, so I still have got a little ways away to go. You can beat this game super quickly, man.
yeah.
Like if I really wanted to, I could have beaten it already like a week ago. Really quick.
Are you playing it through? How are you playing it? Like original emulation? How are you doing it?
I'm playing it on this game that's currently in my hands, on this game card that's currently in my hands, that only has half of the label because it was like a little bit cheaper to get it without the other half of the label. And I'm playing it, the way I'm recording is I'm playing it on the N64 through Pokemon Stadium through the Game Boy Tower because you can play it on your TV through that, and I'm recording it with my Dazzle. So that's how I'm recording all the footage for the review.
Yeah, I remember that as like a little 7-year-old Adam just going like, "Oh my god, this is so cool."
Your name was Carl.
My real name's Adam, but yes, it's Carl.
Don't break the illusion. No, yeah, that's a super cool. I like it. It also has the what's it called? The Super Game Boy. Oh, what's it called? Not cover. What's the word?
I think it's just called Super Game Boy.
Frame? What do you call that? Like the thing that's around the border, that's the word. The Super Game Boy borders.
Oh, okay. I see what you're trying to say.
Yeah.
Who's your starter that you picked?
I picked Squirtle and then I ditched him because I didn't want to use the starter on this team.
Yeah, so how are you building this team?
I literally just like based it off of Pokemon that I thought were like weak but looked cool.
Okay, like how?
I just like opened up Gen 1 Pokemon on Google and was like, this one looks nice. Let's try that one.
So you're using Parasect and who else?
I'm using Parasect. I'm using Fearow. I'm using Magmar. I'm using Kangaskhan. Who else? Oh, Golduck. I forget what's the last one. I don't remember which one the last one is. I can check right now, though, and stop being an idiot, because it's right here in my hands.
Well, while you're doing
Let's
that,
see.
I guess we should...
Big bets, guys. What's it going to be? Is it going to be a fire type? Is it going to be an electric type? Leave it in the comments down below.
I'm guessing fire. Wait, no, it wouldn't be. You have Magmar.
See, Carl, you're smart. You're a smart boy.
Electric type then.
Okay, I already mentioned this one. I already mentioned this one. I already mentioned. Oh, I didn't say Parasect earlier. Oh no,
You
no.
did.
Yes, I did.
Yeah.
I didn't mention Tangela.
Tangle.
And I picked Tangela because it's the only pure grass type in Gen 1, so I thought it'd be interesting to use it.
You messed up. The correct answer is Jinx. You need a Jinx on your team, bro.
I was going to, but I can't get it in. I forget which game. Which one is? I can't remember, but you can't get it in yellow, which I was going to use it in yellow, but you can't get it in yellow. And I think in. Yeah, I don't remember what it was, but I was going to use it, but then it just didn't work out, so I'm not going to.
Well, you gotta get Mr. Mime then. Mr. Mime was also OP.
I did get Mr. Mime in one of my teams. Yeah, so the way I'm picking the teams is like if they look cool and I've never used them for a Gen 1 run, then I'm using them.
I like to do that too when I play like even newer Pokemon games now. It's like, all right, play with Pokemon that aren't chalk or the ones that you go to like your comfort food. You gotta try it out.
It's more fun to play with shittier Mons, dude, because you actually have to try. You can't just hit the big attack button and then like kill things instantly. You gotta try. I'm putting people to sleep with Parasect and Spore. I'm using Leech Life, and it's actually working.
How about you, AC?
Before we go to AC, I destroyed Misty's Starmie with Leech Life, which is insane to think of, because that move sucks in Gen 1.
Oh, it's terrible in Gen 1.
Yeah, 20 base power. It does nothing. But it still annihilated that Starmie.
How about you, AC? Have you got any familiarity with Gen 1 Pokemon in particular?
No, I actually can't really play Gen 2 and older. I find the games a bit too slow, and they take too much time to go through the menus and to level up your Pokemon, and they're a bit of a hassle. So I start at Gen 3, and that's it. Go on up from there.
Cringe. I can forgive the Gen 1 hate, not Gen 2, though.
I mean, I would counteract, ask, did you ever play Fire Red or Leaf Green or Heart Gold and Soul Silver?
I want to play those ones because obviously Fire Red and Leaf Green are Gen 3 engine remakes of Gen 1. And then Heart Gold, Soul Silver, yes, I've always wanted to play those ones because I like the DS era graphics as well. In Gen 2, you're playing Gen 2, or it's a remake of Gen 2, excuse me. Yeah, so I want to play those. I actually started playing. Actually, I shouldn't talk about that live, but I did start playing a version of Heart Gold. So, yeah, a long time ago. Not recently, but a long time ago. But yeah, I would like to play those because I like Gen 3 a lot. So I like the engine, I like the graphics or whatever, and I like the menu navigation.
I want to replay Gen 3, and I want to prove myself wrong and actually love that generation, but I don't think it's going to happen. But hopefully that happens, and I love it.
Emerald is so good, but it's also one that can easily be beaten because you can get Rayquaza like even before you fight the 8th gym leader. So
It also costs $1 billion.
I mean,
Actually, no, it's only $200, but that's still insane to think that Emerald's $200.
It's insane to think a lot of these Pokemon games are so expensive, man. Like Black and White 2, Emerald, Platinum, Heart Gold, Soul Silver. Good golly, Miss Molly.
Yeah, it's funny seeing the prices of that because every time I go retro hunting, I see them out here with the little like Poke Walk or whatever it's called for like
bro. That's like $10 trillion here.
Yeah, it's like $80. So
That's
which,
Oh.
which is like manageable. But the only downside is obviously you gotta play it in Japanese and Pokemon games are pretty text heavy, so
Yeah, so I actually bought a Heart Gold in Japanese a few years ago for $40, but it's in Japanese. So I haven't really played it.
It's a Pokemon game, though. You should know what you're doing by now.
I don't want to be a little boy no more where I just like press A until the texts go away. I want to actually read what they're saying.
Then bring up the translator, dog. It's good. It's good enough.
I tried to look up like the script for the game. Nobody has it like scripted out anywhere.
I mean, you should
I
know the
wonder-
story though. Sorry, go on.
I wonder
I
if
don't
in the
want to
future,
read.
with AI or whatever, that people will be able to put translation patches on games, and they'll just destroy the retro market even more.
Hell yeah.
Yeah. Anyways, I like to get it. I'll probably get the Japanese version because I need to keep practicing my Japanese. But it's on my to-do list to play Heart Gold and Soul Silver.
You want to know what's even
Yeah.
more busted? Play the original Red and Green, like I've been doing. And
Oh, dude, I want to do that too.
oh, you get like the most fucked up looking sprites I've ever seen in Pokemon. Like
Love him so much. Mew looks so disgusting.
Mew looks like
I
an
love it.
actual fetus, like an actual deforming, like developing fetus. I'm not even joking.
Disgusting. I also have I have Stadium Zero, and you can only play that with the Japanese game. So I want to get green just for that.
AC helped me get my copy of Green finally. I'm so happy about that. But
Nice. They're pretty cheap. Like you would think that there would be $1 trillion just like the American cards, but no, you can get one for like 10.
Red is cheap. Green we found was to be the more expensive collectible one.
Here, I'm gonna look it up right now in real time.
Yeah, for a complete in box, of course.
oh
Yeah.
complete in box. No, yeah, you're right.
No, you can find literally hundreds of copies of Red and Green at a book off.
Loose, yeah.
Yeah, loose.
Cheap.
I get like every time I go to a book off, I'm like, there's like 1,000 copies of Red and Green for like $5. They basically want me to steal them because they don't care. They're like, just take it. But yeah, the only problem I have is after we. I think a lot of these old Red and Green games, they're just falling apart because like I get like the most insane glitches and shit not working and batteries failing on them.
Oh yeah, all the batteries are dead.
No, like even new batteries, they're just like dying. I'm going to probably have to
Really?
buy more copies of Red and Green. I might next trip I take, I might buy like 10 of them loose in hopes that one of them works for more than 10 minutes.
That's weird.
Yeah, because it happened to me twice when I started doing this challenge. First, I started playing them in Japanese, and then the battery keeps failing even after we fixed it to save the data. So I gave up
That's so
and,
weird.
and I started Blue, and then Blue continues the streak of bad luck with me where it just keeps failing and not saving. So that's why I just said, hell with it. I'm playing Yellow. We're calling it a day.
Yeah. I was gonna say something, but I forgot. Oh yeah, one of the good things about playing Heart Gold and Soul Silver, but instead of the originals, that they fixed a lot of the level problems and the team problems. So that's probably the best way to play Gen 2, just because of that. But I haven't played it myself, so I don't know.
You gotta play.
I've heard
Crystal.
some. Oh yeah, well yeah. If you're gonna play original Gen 2, you gotta play Crystal.
Crystal's the best.
It has animations briefly.
Also, because I threw a random Pokeball at a Raikou and I caught it. No, Entei.
Awesome.
I didn't even. I just threw it for like shits and gigs, and then it got to the third shake. I was like, "There's no way this is happening, right?" And I caught it. I'm like, well, I'm better be lucky than good, I guess.
That's funny.
So AC, IGP, any final thoughts about some Pokemon Blue before we move on?
It's not as glitchy of a game as people say. By far.
I got nothing.
All right, cool. Well, let me take a quick sip of water here, real quick.
Take 2 sips of water, just for us.
You got it. Did it just for you, buddy.
Pouring out for the boys.
But I guess I'll cover this trilogy that I've been playing since it's very short, and I'm almost done with the third game now. Onimusha! Onimusha 1, 2, and 3. I beat.
Never heard of this game? What's Onimusha, Carl? I've never heard of this game before.
Well, you see, there's this story about this guy named Samanosuke, and he wants to save a princess. And
Simp?
yes, and what happens is you find out that there's these really bad demons and they steal your girl like real Chads. So then these soy boy ogre clan come and be like, "Nah, you gotta take out those Chads and get the Stacy." But enough of that cringe. Basically, Capcom.
Stacy.
Yeah, we're reaching back with that lingo. Uh, basically, Onimusha started off as a Resident Evil clone. It was supposed to be originally made for the PS1. But we did a show about it on Wednesday. Uh, we learned a lot about it, but just to give you my actual real thoughts about it, I really like these games. The first two are incredibly short. Like Onimusha, like the first one can be literally completed in under 2 hours if you know what you're doing, because it's that short. And just like every Capcom survival horror-esque game, like you don't even have to fight everyone. You can just run around and do it. Run around the enemies, get to where you need, kill the bosses. It's not even hard, like that hard, even if you're playing on higher difficulties. The only thing I would say that affects these games is the really bad tank controls that sometimes are an issue for me. Only because of like the prefixed camera angles, so you'll be like running down the hallway and then you get hit, or you'll be running down the hallway and then your character stops and turns around for a brief second, which fucks everything up.
Skill issue.
Yeah, you're right. Onimusha 2 was not exactly my favorite Onimusha. I did appreciate what some of the changes that they did, especially with the companion system that they put in there, where you can get different playthroughs depending on which companion you try to be friends with the most. It'll give you alternate dialogue and text and everything like that, which is pretty cool. I might want to do another run with that way. Also, they changed the protagonist from Samanosuke to Junbei. I didn't hate Junbei, but I was not really a fan of this game overall. I thought the ending was like really wild. But that leads me to more like Onimusha 3, and that's probably my favorite of the series so far. I have nothing but good things to say for it. They added more development time to it. They changed all the background stuff to it. They added Jean Reno as the second protagonist in the game, which was kind of breaking a little bit of a trend there with the second protagonist usually being like a ninja woman or something else like that. But unlike the other kind of protagonists that don't really have that ability to upgrade their powers and fight the Onis, Jean Reno is actually a fully fleshed out like big part of the story, and I do like his character. I like fighting with him a little bit more than Samanosuke, who they bring back in the third game. And I think right now I'm on hour number 10. Like they added a lot of stuff into this game too. So like in the first two games, you like really have to manage your resources because they don't give you that many healing options or healing orbs or something like that. But on top of that too, they add a little bit more in terms of like having the ability to heal outside of battles. So they introduce a Tengu in this game. Her name is Akko. And Akko gets these little tunics, and with the little tunics, you can upgrade them. And one of them in particular is called is a white tunic. So after a battle, if you take a lot of damage or something, you just stand still, and Akko will heal your health. And I found that to be, it adds a little bit more time to the playthrough because it's very slow in the healing, but it's very helpful with conserving resources for sure.
That's interesting. We have that same kind of item in Ys, because in some of the Ys games, if you're in like a dungeon, you don't heal automatically. But if you have this thing called, I think it's called the white cape or it's a blue cape, it will heal you if you stop moving. But yeah, it takes a while. That's kind of funny that Onimusha had that as well.
I love Onimusha.
Yeah, both of you guys have played Onimusha 1. What are your thoughts about that one?
I liked it. It's pretty epic, you know.
Yes, epic move,
It's-
epic moment. Oh yeah, for me, well, it was funny because I didn't know the game had tank controls. I thought like that was how the original way to play it was with the analog stick. Until I
No.
was chastised by Filthy Frank over here.
I wish I was Filthy Frank. Dude, if I could do the voice, I would be doing it right now, but I can't.
But yeah,
Yeah,
Onimusha, fantastic game, dude.
yeah, fantastic game. I really like the eSIN system. Did you guys mess with that at all?
I couldn't figure it out.
The what system?
The eSIN, like the counter, the parry of the game.
I call that my
Skill issue again?
no, not my skill issues, my happy accidents, as I like to call it.
Yes.
Yeah.
Because
From my understanding is that it changed in the second and third game, but I don't know how. But in the first game, it's pretty easy. You just hit the attack button right before they hit you.
yeah, so in the second game, I think they changed it up a little bit, but I know in the third game, they also give you a Akko gets I said, she gets like a tunic, and one of the tunics allows you to see the enemy's health bar and to see when the counter is ready to go. So like it'll give you like a flash so you can do the counter a lot faster.
Interesting.
Yeah, like I said, there's a lot of intuitive stuff that they put in this game. I wouldn't say it's easier by any stretch of the imagination because I would say relatively they all even. I don't even know if this one has a difficulty setting, which I actually like because I didn't get an option and I did not bother to look into it. I wouldn't say it's hard though, but also I'm going to be fair here. I just beat the other two and I went right to 3. And on top of that too, the quality of life improved. What the fuck are you doing, dog? My dog just did something weird. But lost my train of thought. Basically what I was saying. Basically what I was trying to say is they added a bunch of like new ways to do combat into this game that make it more fun in the third game. So I would say like Samanosuke and Jubei, they kind of don't have that many tricks of the trade to really do stuff. But what I would say that I don't like is unlike Onimusha 1, where you can switch your powers and stuff on the fly, you can't do that. You have to literally pause the game and switch your weapons if you want to change your powers. I think that part still sucks.
I did that in the first game because I didn't know you could switch it on the fly until about 3/4 of the way into the game.
IJP's got his issues with his internet still, but he should be fine. If you're talking, we can't hear you. But yeah, that's funny. But that's my only complaint so far is that they don't have the intuitive weapon shift system like they did in the first one. They got rid of that, and I wouldn't say it's more. It's not as cumbersome, but it is kind of annoying to like not be able to do it smoothly.
Can you hear me now?
Yes.
Yes.
That was weird. I had to mute and then unmute to make it work. The thing switching is just in the remake. It's not in the original.
Really?
Yeah.
That makes sense.
You gotta use the menus. Unless there's a button that makes it work, but I pressed all the buttons and it didn't work.
You do like pushing all the buttons.
I do like pressing all the buttons though. I do be doing that.
I also want to shout out Mr. Neo stopping by. Hello, Neo.
What's up, Neil? You're not getting banned today. You're welcome. You're at our mercy. Don't forget it.
But yeah, I can't wait for you guys to play the other 2 Onimusha games. And looking forward.
Yeah, AC, did you play the second one yet or no?
No, I'm trying to hold out for a physical launch of it, but I don't think they're gonna do a physical launch. So
Maybe.
I'll probably just buy it on
Maybe
PC.
I might do it next year.
Yeah, I mean, if that's the case, I'll probably still buy it on PC then. Well, not next year, but here.
I'll probably end up buying the original PlayStation version.
I offered to mail it to him. He's like, no.
Nah, I don't want to do that.
His pride is on the line. That's why.
My pride does man.
I just want to give him my address.
Yeah.
How rude. It's fair enough. I understand. Any other closing thoughts on Onimusha before we move on?
It's a shit game and I hate it.
No, it's a fantastic game, and you should play it. It's better than God of War.
100% better than God of War.
I will say this: if you have the ability to play it, if you have an original Xbox or a 360, pick up Genma Onimusha because that I hear is the best one out of all three of the Onimusha ones.
It's definitely harder at the very least.
Yes, and the devs apologized. They said we didn't mean to make it too hard. Alrighty, Mr. AC, got another game you'd like to talk about?
Yeah, so let's see. What should I lean into now? So I'll talk about a game I'm currently playing because I've been talking about games I finished. So the one I am currently playing is one that Neo challenged me to play, which is called Record of Lodas War, Deedlit in the Labyrinth. And it's basically a Metroidvania that takes like an insane amount of inspiration from Symphony of the Night. And then they just do a couple more like unique things with the game. And you're playing as this elf lady, and what I get from the story, she's running around and she's trying to figure out why she's stuck in like this labyrinth, and she's seeing like some of her party members. The game itself, the characters are based off of like an anime and like an older anime. I'm not sure if this game takes place after the anime or before it. I would have to look into it, but so far the game has been it's been pretty fun. I will say there are some pretty annoying elements with some of the boss battles. I'm stuck on this one final. I think it's one of the final boss fights. It's like this Dracula-looking guy, and he's got two phases, and it's just stupid. Like Dracula is like pretty hard in the Castlevania games, but this guy just takes it to a whole nother level. Besides that, the game can feel a bit broken at times with the levitation ability that you have. So you can like float around, and you can basically hover over enemies and like strike down on them. So that's kind of funny. It's got a decent soundtrack for like a Castlevania inspired type of game. But it's been fun overall. I have been enjoying it for what it is. I'm probably not going to 100% it because I don't have an interest in like fully exploring this game, but I've been trying my best to find all the areas and backtrack and explore stuff here and there. But yeah, it's been interesting. I'm very impressed with the quality of it. It does feel, for a Symphony of the Night type of clone game, it does have quite the quality to it. So compared to some other ones I've played. But yeah, looking forward to finishing that game and completing it. Yeah, actually, I almost was going to go into my second game because it ties in with this challenge, but I'll wait till later. So.
Okay. Did you ever play that game, IJP?
What was it called again? I missed the name.
It's called Record of Lodas. That's like the main title, and the subtitle is like Deedlit is the name of the main character. Deedlit in Labyrinth, I think. I'll pull it up here on Steam and send you the link.
All right. Yeah, no, I've never heard of it, but sounds cool.
Yeah, if you like Symphony of the Night, you'll like this game. It's just it has some unique elements to it, and then it has some elements that are just not as unique or as interesting. But overall, it's a pretty decent like game. I'm gonna send you the link. No, I think Order Ecclesia is better because the music is much better in that game.
Just because of the music?
Yeah, dog. Actually, because I know why you're saying that. Oh my goodness. I know why you're saying that because Order of Ecclesia is not like one giant castle like Symphony of the Night is. It's like several different zones. Yeah. Whereas this game I'm talking about, Record of Lodas War, is like Symphony of the Night, where it's like a giant castle that you're playing in. And I really hope it doesn't have the inverted castle, because that's like the one part I hate. Ever. I hate that about Symphony of the Night.
Oh no! Ooh.
Yeah. I shared it in our little call chat here, but
This one's cool.
it's not bad. The graphics and stuff. Oh, you get a bow and arrow. So you don't have sub weapons. You have you just have like a bow and arrow as your sub weapon, and the puzzle mechanics with the bow and arrow is actually pretty cool. I do like that about it.
Neat.
Yeah, it's cool. It's not a bad game. For the price that it is.
Yeah, it's one time I wish Pop Culture was here right now. He would give us a big lowdown on the anime, I bet.
Oh, thank goodness, Neil.
He even looks like Alucard, the sprite here.
This female chick, or this female elf, yeah.
Oh, here, this one. I don't know. Here, I'll take a screenshot. Wait, 1 second.
Well, you'll play and you're like, holy cow, they took a lot of inspiration from Symphony of the Night.
Yeah, like even like the attacks look like it.
Oh yeah, it's got like the after image type effect going on. Yeah, I see it. Cool. Yeah, it's not bad. It has like this interesting system with wind and fire as like your elements, and then you can basically self heal yourself if you have enough. If you're level, the screenshot you just sent there, you see like a 1 and 1 in blue and orange. That's like your wind level 1 and your fire level 1, and if you get it up to level 3, you can actually self heal, which is pretty neat. But you'll lose it really quickly if you get hit hard by like a boss or an enemy. So it has that kind of like mechanic to it that it works sometimes and it doesn't work other times, but it is like an interesting twist to it. Yeah. Anyways, yeah, it's interesting.
Nice. I put it on my wish list.
I definitely need to pick this game up next time I get a chance to. I think it might still actually be on VGP. I just haven't checked in a while.
No, I checked. Well, maybe it's the Switch version because I want to get the Switch copy. That one's not available. I have that wish listed right now.
I was probably just gonna get it for PlayStation.
Peasant.
I mean,
PlayStation.
I'm waiting to find out if the Switch 2 is actually makes these games all better. That's what I'm waiting for. Damn it!
I hope it makes them worse.
No, because then you're gonna prove all the haters right, and we don't want that.
Actually, yeah, I take it back. That wouldn't be funny.
And then we'll have never-ending more YouTube slap videos complaining about it for like the next 3 years.
We're just gonna have that anyway. What are you talking about? It doesn't matter.
Yeah.
It won't be as bad though.
Oh, bullshit! Bullshit!
The quantity of it? No, the quantity of it will be like tenfold.
You were right.
You
gotta acknowledge that it'd be a lot worse if they were right.
It'd be a lot worse, but I guarantee you they'll still find ways to do it. It's the Switch 2. They're gonna ride that algorithm just the same.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, yeah, so thanks, Neil, for recommending it. Definitely a good game, a good recommendation from a fellow gamer. So definitely going to pass that torch on to the next person that they should try it out.
There you go.
He said there's no inverted castle, by the way, which is epic.
Yeah, that's already a huge bonus about this game.
Bonus clip.
Ando joining us says Mario can wahoo at 30 FPS instead of 25. First off, 25 is being generous. Let's go 20.
What game is he talking about?
Mario what are you talking about? Mario's always been at 30 frames.
To pick on, you pick Mario, the one that actually runs right.
You should have said Pokemon.
Should have said Pokemon, could have said Zelda. I think, what the Peach game was that run at? Like 2 frames?
Less than 30, yeah.
Less than 30. It runs. There you go.
It definitely turns on when you turn the system on.
The game works. That's
speaking
all.
Of frame rate. Speaking of frame rate, I was recording of some gameplay for a video that I'm going to be making, and I was like, "Wow!" I'm looking back at the footage, and it looks like shit. Like, what's going on? I'm like checking my capture card and all this shit, and then I realize, oh, I'm recording at 60, but the game's running at like 140. So that's why it looks weird to me.
That's funny. AC, any more closing thoughts before we move on?
Nope, that's all for me.
Okay, Mr. IJP, do you have another game that you would like to shout out, give a special thanks to, so on and so forth?
Like 60 more games to shout out, my brother.
All right, let's hear it.
All right, let's do a 2-for-1 because they're basically like kind of the same, but not really. I played TMNT3 Manhattan Project for the original Nintendo and Hyperstone Heist for the Sega Genesis, which are both beat 'em up games about the turtles. Yeah. You guys ever heard of these games before?
I've heard about
Yes.
them. Yes.
Yeah. You guys ever played them before?
No.
Not the Genesis one, but the other one, yes.
All right. Yeah. TMNT3 Manhattan Project is a really cool game. It's an original game. It's not like an arcade port on the system like the other ones were. But it's kind of goofy. It's kind of goofy because it's a Nintendo game, so it's harder than it really should be. And I made a review of it, and I cheated to beat it. And I forgot to mention that in the video. I used the Konami code to get past the levels. Because at some point I'm like, okay, I can't put digital quarters into this game because there's no coin slot. I'm just gonna use the Konami code to cheat. But it is a fun game. It looks good for the time it came out. It sounds good. It's fun to play with an additional person. If you're playing by yourself, though, it's a lot less fun. Yeah. The sprites do look really good. Some of the bosses look like really, really good for the system. And then Hyperstone Heist is like, it's like Turtles in Time, but like slightly different. What's his name? Tatsu from the movies in there, which threw me off. I forgot he was in that game. I don't know why he's in that game since that game's based on the cartoon and not the movies, but he's there. You guys remember Tatsu from the movie?
Yeah,
Which one is he?
I forget.
Exactly. You lying piece of shit, Carl. Knew it. I heard it in his voice. He's like, oh yeah, I remember Tatsu. AC, do you remember Tatsu?
Which movies we talking about? The live action?
Yeah, the original live action. I don't remember if he's in the second one, but he's definitely in the first one.
No, I don't remember.
He's like Shredder's right-hand man, the bald guy. The guy who like kind of just stands there. He's that guy.
I still don't remember, but okay.
Yeah, he's honestly not that memorable, but he's in the game for some reason. So yeah, those were the two games I played.
Yeah,
I'm including them in like one thing because, I mean, they're old school beat 'em ups. There really isn't that much more to say about them. You punch and you jump, and it's fun, but that's about it.
Yeah, you've been playing through the Cowabunga collection. That's a great collection.
Did the whole Cowabunga collection. I didn't include the rest of the games in this little thing because I played them last month. But these two I did play this month. Yeah, pretty epic games.
Yeah, they're I like. I'm trying to remember which one in particular I like. I like the non-NES ones just because the pixelation and stuff is a little bit nicer, the graphics. But the NES ones are just funny.
Games?
Which one?
You mean like the actual arcade games?
Yeah, the actual arcade ones. Oh, you know what? I made a mistake. One of the NES ones is a beat 'em up one. That's number 2, isn't it?
Yeah. So 2 is the like arcade game, but ported to the NES. But it's like the same game.
Yeah. Yeah, those.
Yeah. One is the game that AVGN reviewed where you can't jump over the thing. And the turtles can't swim and shit. It's that one.
Okay.
Yeah, the one that you go into like manholes, and then the inside the sewers is like where the levels are, basically.
Yeah. Yeah, where he's like trying to jump over this gap, but he's actually just supposed to walk over it.
Yeah, those. My experience with those games. Once again, my dad had a bunch of like NES games on his computer, the family computer, and I remember playing that original one, and just I liked it, but I knew it was a hard game. I had no idea what I was doing, and then I remember finding that arcade port one and having even more fun with that one. And so I've always liked the Turtles games from that point. I haven't played like all of them, but I just like playing them like here and there. I just think they're a lot of fun, even if they're a bit irritating or difficult.
They're a lot of fun with an actual additional person. If it's just you, it can get kind of like okay. But if there's like literally just one more person, it's like 10 times as fun.
Yep.
Which is why we should all play with AJ.
That requires
Yes.
AJ existing.
AJ, come back.
Yeah, what?
We were gonna play Shredder's Revenge all together on stream, but it just never happened.
No,
Yeah.
we were going to play Monster Hunter, and
No, that's gay.
no, this is what AJ did. He literally messaged me on Twitter, and he goes, "You want to play Monster Hunter?" I'm like, "Yeah, I'm ready," and he never responded ever.
That's classic AJ.
I was like, oh, "Thanks, dog." Like, what are you doing?
But yeah, we should definitely try to find a way to play Shredder's Revenge online together. That'd be a lot of fun, especially with all the updates and the DLCs added.
Yeah,
Yeah,
they got some epic characters as DLC. I don't remember any of their names, but they're pretty cool characters. One has an air dodge.
but first we're going to play some Hot Shots golf. That's what we decided.
Yes, yeah.
Oh, absolutely. I definitely know what that is. But what's your guys' favorite turtle, and why is it Mikey?
I'm not a big fan of the Ninja Turtles, as they would say.
Wow, racism. All right,
I'm
AC,
a-
why is it Mikey?
It's Leonardo for me. Just because he's all arounder.
Yeah, that's a solid pick.
Yeah, he's an all arounder, so that's why.
If you had to role play as somebody that actually liked the Ninja Turtles, which one would you pick?
No friends, cow a bummer. That actually made me laugh, I know. I don't know, the guy with the stick. Which one's that one?
Literally the worst one. I was literally about to say,
Donatello? He's got the
Donatello?
reach.
as long as it's not Donatello, we're good. And you pick that one.
I like Donatello.
If AJ were here,
He's the purple one, right?
Yep.
yes, he's the purple one.
That's why. Purple's my favorite color.
That's the worst reason to pick Donatello.
I pick my Ninja Turtles like the HR lady picks her March Madness bracket.
Her nose?
No, by her favorite color. or which team has a really cool logo. Now I missed the boat on Ninja Turtles. Wasn't for me.
I really like playing as Casey Jones in the Shredder's Revenge game.
Oh, because he has a
That's
hockey stick and a hockey
I
mask.
never really liked
Yeah.
seeing that game.
And you're like,
It's
finally,
basically me.
representation.
I feel represented.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah, there you go. See, that's a good reason to pick a character. Because he looks like you.
Yes. Him and Casey Jones have similar backgrounds. They both grew up in the city and were vagabonds.
Yes.
And we got
Very similar.
our buddy Mr. Brian, aka Nerdporial. How you doing, Brian? I'll see you this Sunday. It's good for you stopping.
What's your favorite turtle, Brian? And why is it Mikey?
It's not Mikey. Stop saying it's Mikey.
What if it is?
It's probably not.
I don't think he cares.
I
That's
think-
my guess.
You know
What?
what? No, hold on. This could be actual real because Brian is a boomer, so the turtles might
Exactly.
appeal to him more.
He's gonna love the turtles, and he's gonna pick like Raph or something, or Mikey. See, he played the original. He played the arcade game, but on the NES.
Yeah, who's
See,
your favorite turtle? And why is it
As we
Master
wait.
Splinter?
that's a better pick than Donnie.
Hey, not Donatello. Donatello has
He's
range.
the worst. He's the worst pick though.
He's got purple, and purple's cool.
In the original comic, they're all red, so you lose points on that one.
I don't care about that. That's the original comic. We don't care.
Well, speaking of turtles, one game I would like to play is the 3D ones on the GameCube. 'Cause
Yeah.
those ones are pretty cool. I remember playing that
Oh.
a long time ago.
I've heard about them, and they look cool.
Yeah, what's really weird is the first. So there's 3 on the GameCube. The first one, I think, only has 2-player co-op. If not, it's only single-player co-op for the story mode. But then 2 and 3 have 4-player story mode co-op.
Yeah,
Yeah,
it's-
I think that's right.
yeah. It was the Fox Kids one, right? The Fox show.
Yeah.
Yes, the best show. Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, the
Absolutely the best series.
one with the banger opening soundtrack.
Yes.
I
The
actually
one that
wanna-
AJ would play on repeat every time he streamed.
Yeah, I have all three of those for the original Xbox. Those are
Oh,
kind of-
nice.
Xbox and GameCube, and I don't know about PlayStation 2, but yeah.
most
I
likely. Yeah.
think they are on PlayStation 2, yeah.
Speaking of like licensed games, funny thing, their Teen Titans Xbox version is like $200, and the GameCube and the PS2 one is like $10 each.
And you could buy Pokemon Emerald with that kind of money.
Yeah, you can. I don't
Also,
know
you
why.
said it was Raph. He says because he was always quicker.
There you go.
Wow, you were right. That you were on the mark there.
Was right.
JP.
You might just be saying yes to make me stop talking, though. I don't know.
Yeah, you bullied him. That's what we're going with.
The next mutation. What's that? That sounds familiar, but I don't remember what that is.
Is that when they added the girl turtle?
I've been one of the. Maybe? I don't know.
I have no idea. I'm not a Ninja Turtle fan. I just know the theme song.
I love being a Batman.
Any other thoughts about Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles before we move on there? IJP?
Shredder's Revenge is better than any of the other games by like a long shot.
AC?
Nope, I'm good.
He agrees with me.
I do. That's why I don't have anything to add.
All I know is that
It's
it's
not even memeing. It's just true.
all I know is that you gotta say "party, dude," and that's all you need to do.
Party, dude.
Party, dude.
I love spamming that.
Yeah, that's the best part about Shredder's Revenge.
Plays Mikey the least. Can we ban him?
Can we move on before we go on another tangent?
I want to give a shout out to this game. I actually played it as one of my spotlights earlier this year, and I recently just beat it. This game was actually recommended to me by Gene Park, and I finally sat down and beat it. It's called 1000 X Resist, and it is a game to say the least. It's a walking sim, which is very heavy in the storytelling elements. It is so weird. So the best way I can describe it is these aliens come to Earth and they kill everyone on Earth by making the air toxic, but only one girl is resistant to it. And then the story basically becomes Lord of the Flies meets Blade Runner meets like Gattaca. Did you guys ever see Gattaca by any chance?
No, I'm not familiar with that.
IJ?
No. I don't think so.
Well, Gattaca is about like cloning and gene splicings and all that stuff, you know? That's the best way to describe it. But it is very weird, the story. So it starts off with this girl kind of having her own religion made after herself. And her parents are so I guess a little bit more background before I go in here. So the studio is made up of mostly, I believe, Chinese immigrants who are in Canada. So they're a Vancouver-based studio, and the story for the most part has like is about her parents were protesters, freedom fighters, fighting off the Chinese government, and then they get into enough trouble in Hong Kong to where they eventually move to Vancouver. Is how the story kind of explains it. And their daughter, I'm blanking on her actual name, but she becomes like they call the All Mother in the game. and she gets a friend who's also a Chinese immigrant who's Zhao, and it's not really like confirmed if they're like lesbians or if they're like she's like an awkward Chinese person with the way that they like describe it. It's like really trippy and weird shit, basically. So it's like how can I say this? There are no good characters in this story, and by good, I mean that these aren't people you want to root for. Like the girl who has immunity and becomes the All Mother, she is like a giant piece of shit. Like that's the best way to say it. She bullies people. She's very rude. She's very mean. Uh, like she actually microwaves her hamster as like a weird way of teenage rebellion, which was weird and shocking. And eventually, she becomes like this all powerful like being where she makes clones of herself and then like starts a religion based off of herself. It's fucking weird to say the least. Uh, but it is a walking sim. Um, and why I say like it's why these characters are how can you say it? Like why the story is both interesting and kind of weird at the same time is because it's basically like a high school girl, and it's like a very bratty high school girl gets the ability to decide life and death around the world. And I don't know, it's so weird. Like I said, it's just like you could tell that this game was inspired by so many things, and the way that they all kind of come together is just so bizarre and weird. Like you have to kind of like play it to understand it. And there's like multiple endings, and I don't say like it's bad. My biggest gripe with the game is that it should have ended after chapter 6 or chapter 7. And then what they should have done is they should have took the last chapters and rebuilt around it to make a second game. That's basically the long and short of it right now. There's no real combat. It's really deep into like that storytelling visual walking sim. And overall I wouldn't say like it's bad graphics for like I think this is their first game, but you could kind of tell that this was also very much their first game because they had a really good story concept. I thought the flow was fine, and then it just fell apart at the end.
So they rushed the ending then.
I wouldn't say no. I wouldn't say that they rushed the ending. That I wouldn't say that at all. It feels like they had like a grandiose idea, and then the writing fell apart because they wanted to end the story in one go. Whereas I feel like a lot of the concepts that they introduced would have been done better if they would have just chopped it, ended it there, left it on a cliffhanger, and then went back and did it again. You know, like in a second one, because basically the characters in this game, like they're all clones of her, and they all have different personalities. Uh, but as you find out more while you play the game, I don't want to super spoil this one because it's only $20 and it's not that long. But like you get more of like the plot process throughout the game, and like there's a major like plot twist that happens, and then if they would have ended it right at that plot twist and then went to like the second phase, started it off as a new game, I feel like it would have been better. You know, I feel like it just would have been better in terms of like how they conveyed their story. Because like when I'm playing like the second half, like it goes into like this grandiose concept that they're working on, and I feel like it just didn't have enough room to breathe. And I feel like the first half of that game, like they had something interesting, and they kind of just ruined it by putting too much into it. You know, it's like what's the old saying? Baking is a science and cooking's an art. I feel like they should have stuck with the first one. It's like make it a science, make it precise, and get your point across, versus just keep dumping shit in to try to add more flavors and stuff.
That's I wonder. I guess it makes sense now because if it was a if they're probably worried about if they were going to get greenlit for a second game, so that's why the ending feels a bit odd. Because yeah, if they were very confident that they can make a second game after this, then they should have gone that route, like you said, where they leave it on a cliffhanger and then flush it out in the second game.
Yeah, because there's an interesting concept here. Like I said, this is one of those like weird games where it's like I don't hate it, but it's like it isn't like perfect. Like this is like what I say like when I like to talk about video games, like this is a good example of like what a interesting indie dev can do, where they could come up with a good idea, but just not have enough experience, I guess you could say, to know when to cut it off and, you know, get ready for like a sequel or something. Because like I said, the first half of this game, it kept me interested. It was really cool. Like I said, I did not like any characters in this game at all because they all felt like assholes and like very childish and weird. But then when you look at like the writing, like, well, they did a really good job because the main character that bases this civilization off of, I guess you could say, like she is not like this perfect being. She's not mature. She's like I said, she microwaves her fucking hamster. You know, it's like what the hell's going on here? You know, and
Wild.
it is very wild and a grandiose concept. Like a movie game. This is the best way to say it. Like you could. This is what a good movie game would has. Obviously, is like it's got to be interesting and captivating story. And I liked it, but it just fell apart at the end. You know, it's like we got the plane off the ground. Halfway through the trip was good, but that landing was rough. Uh,
How many? Sorry, how long is it? Like, how many hours did you put into it?
I believe that it is 10 chapters. Yeah, it's 10 chapters. And then after the 10 chapters, they have like this multiple branching path ending that you can do. So, uh everything's based off of like a time sequence, I guess you could say. That's the best way to do it. So things happen like you basically can go back in time and because of how the genetic system works in here is like you can unlock old memories from people in her genetic makeup, I guess you could say. So you can see what the mom was thinking, you can see what the dad was thinking during some times, and you see what she's thinking, you know?
Yeah.
So like there's like a bunch of different endings you can get depending on like how much you discover and what you want to do. I got two endings because I got like the bad ending first, and then it basically lets you cut that right off again if you get the bad ending, and they go like, "Now try again, do some things different."
Yep.
But like I said, it's a very interesting and I just see this documentary that you just sent me. I'm gonna have to watch that later because
Yeah, because I was
cool.
trying to look up like what this game looks like. I like having like a visual representation, and then I just saw it was recommended, so I figured you'd probably like that.
Yeah, cool. But yeah, like I said, very interesting story. Like I said, it is very I guess you could say cool because like I said, the studio from what I was reading, they like took pride in that they were Chinese immigrants and they were living in Canada, and you could tell that they really wanted to basically say free Hong Kong whenever they could.
Nice.
Aced.
Jinx. You said that both at the same time.
Mr. Mime.
So yeah, it's not an expensive game. It's relatively cheap. It usually goes on sale for like $15. It's only on the Switch and Steam. So I'd say if you're interested in checking out, wait for a sale. Kind of put it as one of those like, you know, curiosity games. It's only like 10 hours max. So you could beat it in a day if you really know what you're doing. Uh yeah, that's all I really have to say about it. IJP, do you have any questions that you'd like to ask?
No, I'm good.
AC?
I'm good too.
All right, cool. But yeah, just want to say 1,000 X resist, however they want to say it. Uh, interesting concept. Uh, like to see if this studio can learn from the mistakes it made with this one, and definitely want to keep an eye on them for sure. AC, got one more game you'd like to talk about?
One more game. I gotta look at this list here because it's kind of hard for one more game. Yeah, this is a bit tricky.
Talk about Tetris.
I'm not playing Tetris. Well, okay, so I guess one game that I guess I should talk about because I haven't even streamed it, or I'm not even streaming it right now. But I am revisiting Legend of Zelda: Skyward Sword on the Wii, and it's right. I've been going on this kind of journey. I've been showing my wife the 3D Zelda games, and so this is like one of the final ones that I'll be showing her. And part of the reason too, it actually lines up pretty well because I think last year I was arguing with people online about people just complain about the game, and they're just saying that, oh, it's not a good game because of X, Y, and Z. And then I play a game known as Star Fox Adventures, and all of their complaints are very valid for that game. So that was just kind of like, it was a bit ridiculous to hear that. Yeah, so Skyward Sword, I have a lot of fond memories of this game. I've beaten it so many times. And the Switch version is, I think, in some ways it's better because of the option to play it like a Twilight Princess with the normal controls instead of the motion controls. As well as the game looks really beautiful in full HD with the watercolors and everything. The art direction that they went with this game. And I love the soundtrack too, so it's a great game to play on with a better sound system. But yeah, so the original Wii game, it came out during the 25th anniversary of The Legend of Zelda. I don't remember what year that would have been, but I want to say it was like 2013, 2011. Sorry, 2011. My bad. And it came with a 25th anniversary Symphony CD as well. And I remember borrowing it from a buddy of mine, and I had a lot of fun. And then I think I eventually bought my own copy, and just had a lot of fun with it, playing it all over again. Yeah, so I've been playing through it. I don't know. I have no issues with the motion controls except for one enemy. One enemy in the game is pretty brutal to fight against because it has an electric like sword or electric wand, and if you attack it, then you'll get extra damage because you're hitting the charged weapon. So, but besides that, I know how to parry or shield parry, I guess is what it would be called, very well, and the movement's fine, and the story. I think the story's great. A lot of people complain about the story. I think the story is great. It's a normal Zelda story. And then one of the issues people complain about is how you're always coming back to the main island, the Island in the Sky game. But it's like, well, that's the whole point of the game, is that you're a guy that has lived in the clouds your entire life, and that's like your base of operations. So of course you're going to be coming back and forth because that's like your home. Like you have to come back and forth in order to stock up on supplies before you go back into the world of adventuring. So I always think that argument's pretty weak, especially after you've played a game like Star Fox Adventures. So, besides that, yeah, I don't know. It's just a fun game to play. It's my comfort game to play during the summer because I have a lot of good memories just playing it during the summertime. And yeah, like I said, the Switch version is really good. If you don't want to play with motion controls, you should own and play the Switch version. I definitely stand by that.
Interesting. Never played the game myself, but I've heard a lot of people complaining about it. And by a lot of people, I mean Egoraptor.
I don't know who that is.
You know who Egoraptor is?
Maybe I recognize. Let me look it up right now. I might recognize the profile picture, but not.
He's one of the Game Grumps.
Yeah, I never watched Game Grumps.
Oh my god.
Yeah, their humor and their chemistry never really interested me.
I like Two Best Friends more. That was my jam.
I was always a JonTron guy.
I love JonTron.
Based.
So yeah, there's one other thing I was gonna add about that because you said you never played it. Yeah, like I said, all the complaining, even people still complaining even after Tears of the Kingdom or Breath of the Wild and Tears of the Kingdom came out, and those are like farther away from the Zelda formula than Skyward Sword. They claim Skyward Sword goes to. So I don't know. Again, gamer's paradox.
I would say this. So I wasn't a Wii guy growing up, as I've said many times. But the only thing I know about Skyward Sword is my buddy Jason. Shout out to him. He didn't have a Wii, but he got the Skyward Sword game package with like the gold
Wii remote, yes.
yeah Wiimote and everything like that. And he always likes to tell me a story where he's like, yeah, dog, I spent like months just reading the game manual back and forth before I could finally get a Wii.
Oh, nice. Okay, so he bought the game first and then got the Wii. Okay.
He was
Yeah.
like hardcore gamer right there for that.
I mean, that's awesome. I did the same thing with Halo Reach before I was able to get a 360. So I can relate. That's pretty cool.
Yeah. Before you turned old enough to play Halo Reach.
Yeah, before. Yes. I beat the ratings. I beat the 17 rating.
That's what you did when you turned 18. You didn't get a pack of cigarettes. You got Halo Reach.
I need to address something here. So Nerdy Neo saying the main reason to play the Switch version is to get Fi to shut the hell up. Dude, have you ever heard the little thing known as the A button? You can skip all of her dialogue by just quickly like pushing the A button through her dialogue.
I can't press the A button, AC. It's too hard to press the A button.
Yeah, I understand. She does talk quite a bit, but it's just like any other video game you play. You could that's the one.
More or less than Navi.
More.
Like,
Actually, you know what?
Or...
I would say a lot more. She's like a combination of Navi and Kapora Gabora, the talking owl. You know how like he talks to you all the time?
Yeah. But you can press the B button to make it go away.
Yeah, Fi and Skyward Sword is like a combo of those two characters.
I love you too, Nas. By the way, Nas, rewind the stream later and see how I was defending your honor while these two idiots were attacking it.
Yes, please rewatch later and learn the diabolical truth that we hold from you.
What were we even talking about? I don't remember.
Bounty Hunter.
Yeah, the Star Wars game.
No, Dog. We were talking about Dog Bounty Hunter.
Oh yeah, Dog.
It is the same, Neil. You can skip through the dialogue just like any other dialogue and finish it. That's what I've been doing. I've been skipping through it, and because I don't need to listen or tell me how to play the game.
Skip it?
What's that?
Is it actually like really easy to skip it?
It's just like any other NPC conversation. You just push A and skip through it. So, yeah, it's just the main contention is how often she gives you tips and hints about what you're doing. That's the main contention people have with it. And yeah, it could be a bit overbearing, but I would say it's as similar as to Navi and the talking owl in Ocarina of Time. It's just as annoying as those two characters.
The owl's only annoying when you accidentally tell him, yes, tell me everything you just told me again.
Classic.
When you're clicking too fast and you have to repeat the dialogue again because you click too fast.
Yeah.
I hate when that happens.
Yeah, besides that, like that's why I'll say play the Switch version. Just it's a bit more polished. And for those who are not motion control savvy like I am, it's definitely like a lot better. It plays like it's what the classic Zelda game, 3D Zelda game, should have been for the Switch. If you don't have Breath of the Wild and Tears of the Kingdom.
Neo's yelling at you again in chat.
Dude, I'm telling you, Neo. Like I said, I've been playing this, and I don't find it a hindrance. And by the way, I'm playing in Japanese too, so I'm purposely skipping all of her talking because I know what's going on, and my wife can read it within like 1 second, so I don't need to sit through her dialogue. I will read the other NPC dialogue because I find it interesting, but no, you can ignore her. It's not that annoying. I don't know. I guess I'm a fast player. Like I play the game pretty fast, so I'm just rushing through her dialogue.
He's basically saying like I don't understand in Japanese and my wife gets it. That's what you're basically telling me.
No, I understand it. I just don't need to read it because I know she just gives you tips on like how to play the game and like where you're at and what you need to do. Is like I know this game front to back, so I don't need to listen to her.
You played it
Yeah,
that
I
religiously.
agree.
I get it.
I agree. Reading is cringe. We can all agree.
Reading is for queers, as we've established.
That's what I said.
Yeah, exactly.
But I'm only for reference, Neo. I just completed the third temple, and that's only like a third of the game. So I'm still kind of early. So I have to see like for the rest of the game how more irritating it might get for some of you people out there. But yeah, I don't know. I'm fine with it for what it is.
What do you mean?
Because the option is
people?
the option to skip the dialogue is there. You just have to keep pushing A, just like every other game prior to it.
It's too hard.
It's not true. Sometimes it's X.
Don't lie.
Yeah, exactly. Or B. Sometimes it's B.
I don't know. I've never played the game, so I don't know if I can legitimately agree with AC, but I'm gonna agree with him for the memes right now. So yeah, get good, Neo. You suck.
Skill issue.
The skill issue of reading text.
It's really hard, guys. It's super hard.
Also, the last thing I'll say, I think, if not Skyward Sword, but a lot of games, if you hold down like the B button, you can make the text go faster, and then you hit A at the right moment, and you could skip through it. So that is actual skill issue if you don't know how to do that.
Neo's so old he doesn't know how to speed up reading.
So, anyways, it's fun.
I love bullying Neo.
I was just gonna say, didn't you take like typing classes? That's how old you are. Like you didn't have computers; it was actual typewriters.
What's wrong with it?
I'm just saying.
Pretty based, honestly. If you did do that,
I never had typewriting. I had typing, but it was with a computer.
he said he didn't even beat the game.
Oh no! Listen, don't make him retard angry, dude. We can't handle that right now.
I want the retard strength coming at me.
Please don't.
Get him on the call.
Wouldn't survive Yakuza 3 for 5 text skipping.
Yeah, see, and Ando understands. Like, well, he doesn't play JRPGs anyway, so yeah, he wouldn't. That's why he's complaining about the text skipping. He's not a JRPG gamer.
Technically, he's played one.
Which one was that one?
That's Ninja Gaiden.
No.
Yes.
What are you talking about?
Technically, Ninja Gaiden and Dark Souls games all
JRPG.
they do consider them JRPG. They consider Yakuza a JRPG.
What are you talking about?
They do.
No.
I've seen them included in these lists.
Yeah, I've seen Mario Party included in one of those lists. That doesn't mean it's right.
Yeah, I know. But they can't be wrong. They're the experts, right?
I think it was Mario Golf, actually. It wasn't Mario Party. It was Mario Golf.
Mario Golf is the Dark Souls
yes.
golf game, so it makes sense.
That makes sense because there is like a I know what he's talking about. It's one of the Game Boy Mario Golf games.
Yeah, it's one of the best ones out there that has actual integration with the GameCube one.
Yeah, Mario Tennis did the same thing as well. It's super cool.
Yakuza 5 is that one, Nos, where Kiryu fights like 1,000 dudes, and it's like the most epic fight in Yakuza.
Yeah, you haven't even beaten the game. Why are you still talking?
Stop.
Burning bridges.
Ninja Gaiden has 0 RPG elements. Well, that's where you're wrong.
It's like, no, you're wrong. It's an action game.
I don't make the rules. Moving on. Any other final closing thoughts there, AC, IJ?
I'm gonna buy the game because it's pretty cheap. So I'm gonna buy the game, play this on the Wii, and see if AC is totally based or is he cringe and wrong.
Yeah, I mean, I want people to have a conversation about it other than just complain about it.
I got the Steelbook version of it.
Steelbook?
Yeah, it has a Steelbook.
You sold the book?
What in the in the Chinese
On the
third
Switch.
party. There was no Steelbook. Get out of here.
I have a Steelbook.
I'm going to arm wrestle you for that then, if that's the case.
Yeah, Legend of Zelda Skyward Sword HD. It has a Steelbook. I'm looking at it right now. I'll show you a picture of it later.
Holy smokes. I never knew that, and I need to get my hands on one now.
Yeah, because I'm a real fan, and you're a fake
No,
fan.
you're not. No, you're not.
Did AC just get owned?
I'm such a real fan of Zelda. I've never played a single
Oh,
one.
it's a European release. That's why.
Yeah.
Oh, come on, Carl. Get out of here.
Yeah, he likes to go out of his way to buy like the Korean steelbooks and the European steelbooks. That's
I love
why.
Steelbooks. Leave me alone. What the fuck's the problem with that?
I mean, it is a pretty cool steelbook, but it makes sense why I didn't hear about this.
No,
You're gonna-
you can't say that to me. You're more in tune with Nintendo Europe than anything else. You and I bitch about it all the time.
Well, I'm only in tune because a guy I follow on X, he always gets the cool stuff and he shares it online. Now, are you a real fan? Because I have the Skyward Sword Joy-Cons that I don't play with because I'm worried they're going to drift someday.
I don't play with.
Yeah, they just sit in a little Tears of the Kingdom mug that I have over there.
That's funny. No, I don't have the Joy-Cons because the Joy-Cons were like super expensive, and I'm like, why would I want these? That's literally all I said. Is like, why would I want these? Because I probably
not a real Zelda fan.
no, I probably do what you do and not open them. But the problem is, I play with my controllers. If I'm buying a controller, I'm using it. You know.
I play with myself.
Well, of course we do. We know that.
Oh my goodness.
I mean, there's
There
no
we
one else
go.
to play with, you know? It's just me. So I had to play by myself. What do you think I meant?
I think you meant that you're gonna play the Wii version and not the Switch version, like Neo's trying to tell you to.
Not the Switch version, because the whole point of me playing the game is to see if AC's right. So if I play the different version, I won't know if he's right or not.
You gotta
It makes
play
zero.
you gotta play the Wii U version if you're a real fan.
Nah.
There's no Wii U version. What are you talking about?
No, see, that's how I know you're not a real fan.
Probably
Oh
a
my
European
goodness.
release. Next thing we know, Carl's using purses because they use them in Europe.
It's
All right,
called a messenger bag, sir.
See? Metrosexual as fuck.
No, I actually have one of those bags.
No.
No, because it Infamous, I think it was Infamous 2. The collector's edition came with the bag that Cole uses in the actual game. That it has like the actual thing on it because it was during the time when they had those click phones. Right? Do you guys remember those? The walkie-talkie phones from like the early 2000s. So yeah. So like in the game, he has one of those phones basically, and the collector's edition for that came with like a statue, a comic book, and one of the messenger bags that he actually has in Infamous. I actually do use that to go out because I carry just like a couple small things in there.
I was right, chat, and I was memeing.
It's cool.
I can never be wrong. It's proof. This is proof of it.
Yeah, but I gave a good explanation. It also has a little Sly Cooper emblem on it, which also makes me feel like the happiest queer in the world for some reason. I don't know why.
Well, that's all I got for Skyward Sword.
All right then, Mr. IJP, it's up to you. Nextel, that's right. I couldn't remember that. Thank you, Neo. You would remember that better than me. Beepers and Nextels, you were like in the prime of that time.
Neo, you haven't even finished the game. Please stop talking.
Oh my goodness, dude.
All right,
Please escort yourself out of here.
what other game would you like to talk about there, Mr. IJ?
Oh, let me adjust my microphone because I'm sitting up straight because I'm serious now.
Oh.
Let's do another 2-for-1 because I really didn't play both of these games, just like one of them. So first we got Heretic, which is, we were talking about Doom clones earlier. This is legitimately a Doom clone. It uses the same engine. It was made by Raven, and it's like Doom but with magic. I didn't play much of it. I just played it because the other game I was gonna play is like basically the same thing but modern. But I didn't want to play it before actually playing like the first edition of Doom but magic. So Yeah, played a bit of Heretic. It's cool. The only thing I really don't like about it is that the guns in quote don't feel like magic. It feels like they feel like guns. So you have like a wand, it feels like a pistol. You have a crossbow, which is pretty cool. That I don't mind. That it feels like a gun because it's a weapon. It's not like magic shit. Although it is magical. But then there's like a machine gun in there that shoots like lasers and shit. That feels like more like spaceship shit than magic. So yeah, kind of goofy. I had to play on a source port because Steam only offers the DOS box version, which not the best way to play those games nowadays because you can't strafe unless you're pressing Alt, which is a pain. So yeah, but the other game that I played is called Wizarddom. It's a new game. It came out I think like a month or two ago, and it's basically like the same thing, but actually good. Carl, if I show my screen, can the chat see it, or is that just like in between us? Carl went away. He's taking a
That,
No. I'd have to work some magic here for
All
that.
right,
To happen.
I'll share my screen just for you guys because we don't care about the chat. They suck ass. I just want to show you guys what the game looks like.
If you could share it, I can share it. Just make it big, and I can full screen it.
Making my penis big. That's what Carl said, not me. All right, there you go. You guys see this?
Let me watch stream. Make it
Yep.
full screen.
All right.
Full screen.
Let me know when.
You're good.
All right. I just want you guys to see how fucking cool this game looks because it's got that nice art style, but it's also an FPS. Wait, I went too far forward. Got to back it up a little bit, guys. So it's got a myriad of spells you can use. There's 2 different classes. Oh wow, let's actually not do this. 'Cause I'm looking at stream and it's like a slideshow. So there's literally no point in showing you guys this. It's a slideshow. Anyways, there's a whole bunch of different spells and stuff like that. You got a wand. There's 2 different classes in the game. A wizard or a sorcerer and a cleric. I think the only difference is that like one has a wand and the other guy has like a mace. I picked the wand guy because I tried the mace and it didn't feel good, so I picked the wand guy. I think they get like different spells as well, but I don't know. So yeah, it's a cool little, like, not 16-bit, but kind of 16-bit-ish art style. I don't know how many levels there are in the game. I just finished the first episode, which is 1/3 of the game, because there's 3. And it's pretty cool. Here, let me get the link for you guys so you can see it with a little more detail.
Yeah, it looks pretty cool. I like the art style of it.
Yeah, it's pretty cool. I found it because Notch, the creator of Minecraft, was tweeting about it. I'm like, okay, let's check this out. It's pretty cool.
The Notch?
Yeah, the Notch. Capital N.
The one that got like ostracized by his own game, Notch.
He made billions. He's good.
He's making another game that might actually come out this time. What am I doing? I was copying the name instead of the link.
That's funny.
Yeah, so it's pretty fun. Gonna make a review on it. That was the game that I was recording at 60 and was looking at the footage and was thinking it was looking really, really bad because I was playing at 140 without realizing it. But yeah, they said they're gonna add like more stuff to it as they go along. They said they're gonna add different classes. I really kind of hope they have an option to play this original release though, even in the future, because I hate when games change shit up and then you can't play like the original version anymore, even if like the newer versions are objectively better. Especially when it's a PC game, because it's within their power to give us access to all the versions. Notch is accusing us of being 12 for knowing who Notch is.
Oh boy.
That's 12 when the game came out, you know?
That's too funny.
Actually, I think it was like 13.
Yeah.
Anyways, you guys ever play magical FPS games?
I mean, yeah, if you count Avowed.
I mean, like, I do. There's actually, I haven't played Avowed, but there is like things that are very similar to this game and that game, like freezing enemies and stuff, like elemental attacks,
Yep.
stuff like that. Very gamey kind of magic system.
Yeah. This one, yeah, as far as like magical FPS, yeah, I would say Avowed because it has like flintlocks and muskets, and then the magic grimoires you can use as well. But this game, yeah, just looking at it, I'm definitely intrigued. So like I said, I put it on my wish list, wait for a sale, and I'll probably try the
There's a
demo first, see how I like it.
Yeah, check out the demo. Demo's pretty cool. I think it has like one level that isn't actually in the game, which is nice. Carl, you there? You dying?
Yeah, I'm here. I was just looking at the webpage.
Have you played any magical FPSs yourselves? Ever played Heretic? Ever played Hexen? Ever played Dark Messiah of Might and Magic?
I don't really.
Ever played Skyrim? There you go. I'll throw you a bone. You ever played Skyrim, Carl?
I mean, yes, but I'm thinking of like, there is a game that I definitely played that had like those magical elements to it, but I can't remember it off the top of my head. That's what I'm trying to think what it was called.
How old was it? Do you remember?
I can't remember. I just know that like there was like the offhand and you shot like magical items at people, but I can't remember what it was called to save my life. I'm blanking. I guess I'm just like it's right. I could see it like in my mind. I could see the image in my mind, but I cannot put the name with the face. That's where I'm struggling. But I'm pretty sure I've played something similar to it. Yeah.
I will say it is different enough from like Doom or something like that because it isn't as like fast paced. It's a little more like you explore around the area, and these levels like you can take a long time, but it actually feels good. Unlike Doom 2, where I'm like, where the fuck am I supposed to go? Here I'm like having fun exploring and trying to figure out where I'm supposed to go. And there's also like if you take too long, it's like a little indicator on your map, like go this way. Which is nice.
As I always say, I don't need my hand held, but a nice push in a direction helps from time to time.
Sometimes I like when they hold my cock.
Well, you are Mexican, so there's a lot of roosters by you, I bet. Any more thoughts you'd like to add, Mr. IJP?
Skyrim magic sucks ass.
I disagree, but that's fine.
You're wrong.
I've been wrong many times, and I will continue to be wrong and going forward. Really? I got it on Xbox for $8 like a year ago.
What are you talking about, Nate?
Is he talking about Morrowind?
Talking about AC?
Oh, so he posted a game.
Avum.
Yeah, Evium. It's an EA game, and like I said, it's full price on Steam for a 2023 game.
Yeah, it went on like super deep sale in 2023 at the end of the year. I remember I bought it because if you had Game Pass at the time, it went on super deep sale like that. Dead Space and that Wild Hearts game, the Monster Hunter ripoff. Like I remember this because it was right around the Game Awards, and it was when I was in Orlando, and I got food poisoning, so it ruined my trip for Universal.
Based. Oh, never mind. That's not based.
No, it was terrible. That was the trip. That was the other trip from hell for a different reason. But
Anal evacuation. Am I right, guys?
No, you're not. You're not wrong. But instead of talking about that, let's talk about a different game. If you guys don't mind, I got one more game I'd like to talk about. This is a game that I streamed, that I bought and completed on stream, and that is the Midnight Walk. Is the game that I played this month, and I gotta say it was one of those interesting, unique walking sims as well. I believe it was a studio that was founded by people who worked on Lost in Random. Do you guys know what that game is?
Sadly, no.
Nope, never heard of it.
It was one of those EA original published games from like the indie devs. The sequel is coming out next month. It's coming day one to Game Pass. The sequel, but I never played the first one. But it looked interesting because it has that very weird claymation art style to it. Very Tool, very looking Nightmare Before Christmas and stuff like that. Have you ever guys seen that movie called Nine by any chance?
Yes, I have.
No.
Never
So-
seen 9? I'm sure you've seen it, AC.
I'll look
Is there
it up, but I don't think so.
It had Elijah Wood as the main character, I think, in that one. But it
Was that him?
I think it was Elijah Wood.
Daniel Day-Lewis.
Was Elijah Wood also in it?
I'll get back to that.
Damn it.
No, he wasn't in it.
Damn, why did I think he was then? I don't know why. That was weird.
Oh, Carl. AC just owned you.
I thought it was Elijah Wood. I haven't seen that movie in forever. I don't know why I thought it was Elijah Wood. But
It's a good movie.
anyway, it's a very interesting horror type game. It does have VR capabilities. And I would say if you have VR, this might be a really good game to play in VR because it's not like your stereotypical like monster like killer kind of game. It's very artsy. Everything that they did in this game, they made like the full claymation models and then they rendered them into the computer. So it's a lot of like practical assets that they work with and stuff like that. It's got a very interesting like design to it because everything is about like avoiding, running away, lighting fires, keeping the enemies distracted. Very, very stereotypical, nuanced kind of game, but it's like very fun in terms of like the world that they're building because everything is all weird and messed up and it's all about puzzle solving. And they do some really cool stuff like if your character shuts your eyes, you have to listen around you to find like certain clues. And I just enjoyed it. It's got a very heartfelt story. It's got really good sound design too, which really stood out to me when I was playing it. I absolutely adored the sound design of this game. It really sticks with you even afterwards. And the ending of the game is pretty good, I would say. Like I said, I have a full playthrough of it. It's very short, so I think it's $40 USD right now. Wait for a sale. This game is definitely a $20 game. But if you have VR and you're looking for a game to use with it for your VR, it's on PlayStation 5 and it's on Steam. Obviously, that's where I played it. I would say go check it out when it goes on sale. Got a lot of heart, very cool design. Actually, very scary and creepy. Like, there's a lot of stuff in there that creep me the fuck out or scare me. But I think the game would be a lot better in VR because I feel like the effects would be just a little bit more scarier. And a lot of the practical effects might be a little bit more fun to do, like all the puzzles, because you grab a lot of stuff, and I feel like they would work better with your hands. I did have one really funny part of it, because there's a puzzle that you have to light a match and like light some furnaces, some gas furnaces on fire to ignite their fire. And I spent like 20 minutes trying to like Jordan chuck this match up there to light the sphere or light the gas, only to forget that I have like a match gun because it was like this is the second playthrough, and I kept chucking this like match up there and I wasn't working. I was getting so mad, and then I'm like, hold on, let me look up how to solve this puzzle. I gotta be doing it wrong. Only for the guy to bring up the gun that you get earlier in the game that I forgot I had, and then I was just like, oh, I'm a fucking idiot. I was so mad.
It happens to the best of us.
Yes, the Anno was there. The infamous B-ball session. Oh, man. I got to make a clip of that. That was too funny. But yeah, that's all I really got to say about that game. It's short. It's got a very interesting message about reigniting the fire and bringing light back to the world. And I feel like if you have VR, this is a game you should check out.
Woof woof. He's trying to speak to me. My brother and dog. Woof.
All right, I yelled at him, but yeah, that's all I have to say. You guys have any other questions you like to ask?
How? I don't think I've really played any claymation art type games. How does it feel like for like frames and stuff? Because I feel like it would kind of throw me off playing a game like that.
So this one isn't stop motion, like some games out there. It runs relatively well. It did have some noticeable frame drops when I was playing it, and I know that one of the devs I talked to said they were working on patches for it. But overall, it was relatively stable. It's more so like the art style. I like that Tim Burton / Tim Schafer art style, like stuff that is like more in line with like Costume Quest, Psychonauts, Frankenweenie, Corpse Bride. Like those are like art styles I really do enjoy a lot. So that's what this reminded me a little bit of. This is probably a deep cut, but I'm going to say it. But there was this web short online called Stain Boy, and it reminded me a little bit of Stain Boy. And it was like one of those weird, like, I don't think AC would have ever watched it, I don't, but maybe you might have, IJP, like Salad Fingers. You know what Salad Fingers is?
Oh, Salad Fingers, yeah.
Yeah, it's like Stain Boy was kind of like a precursor of Salad Fingers in a way like that.
Epic.
Horror games that look like Wallace and Gromit would go hard. Yeah, that's pretty good.
Dude, now I'm sold.
Speaking of Wallace and Gromit, they actually do have a lot of Wallace and Gromit video games on the PS2 and Xbox.
Yeah. Never played any of them, but yeah, I remember those.
I was thinking about streaming one for Halloween. I think I got the Were-Rabbit one. But
Never seen it, but that sounds interesting. I don't remember that movie. I'm pretty sure I've seen it, but I don't remember it.
But yeah, that's all I have to say. You have any more questions, IJP or AC?
Is it on Steam?
Yes, I literally said that.
Good. You know what other games should be on Steam? Dragon Quest.
They are on Steam.
I don't know. It was Dragon Quest Day the other day, and I was bitching about the games not being on Steam.
Well, they are on Steam, just not all of them.
Oh, they're not the ones that he wants, I think.
Yeah,
Not the real ones.
he does not the best one, Dragon Quest V.
Yeah, no, it's not there.
Yeah, that game is so
But it's
good.
on the phone. You guys can get on your phone and play vertically.
I don't want to do that.
Nobody should want to do that.
I got it for the DS though, so I'm winning.
So based.
I know. I bought that before I went super crazy high. It was still expensive, but I still can't believe it's like what, $150, $200 now.
Yeah, like 150.
Yeah, crazy.
Stupid, because it's not even a fucking popular series here.
Yeah, that's why it's so expensive, because it's a popular series elsewhere and it's niche over here.
It's funny you say that, because there's another series that I'm not going to name because it's still cheap and I haven't got my copy, that you would think would cost like $200, but it's like 15. But I'm not going to say which one.
What is it? I want to know now. You gotta
I
let
ain't
me know.
telling nobody until I get my copies and I review the games.
Put it in the Discord. Put it in the Discord so I know
That's
it is.
funny.
I ain't telling not a soul.
You gotta tell me. I need to know now. You can't do this.
Don't tell him.
Boo.
I'm checking if it's still cheap.
What system
Oh,
is it on?
$19? Bruh.
I know it's not .hack.
I ain't giving no hints.
He's gonna tell me after the show, guys. Don't worry.
I'm not. I'm not until I get my copies.
I'll buy you your damn copy at the same time. I'll do it right now.
God, the second game's also really cheap.
All right, moving on.
Whose turn? Is it AC's turn or is it my turn? I think it's
No.
AC's turn, right?
I just wanted to say, we got about like 20 minutes roughly left in the show. So obviously June
On time.
is next month. So usually we talk about video games that we're most looking forward to next month. But June is also showcase month. So we got the summer showcase, Xbox showcase. Obviously, we're going to probably have something to do with PlayStation that might pop out of nowhere. And on top of that, too, in July, we got a Pokemon showcase on July 22nd. But that's July, so we'll just focus on June now. Obviously, Switch 2 comes out, in less than a week from now. I know I got my Switch console, I should say. AC has a Switch console ready and secured. I don't think you do, IJ, if I'm correct,
Ain't
right?
buying it.
So, I will like to throw to you first, then, IJ, on this one. Is there a particular video game showcase?
Even the P out of my name.
IJP. Let's just stick on topic here for a second. Is there some video game that you're looking forward to? If more news, a showcase that you're excited for, and if there is also a prediction of a game that you're hoping gets revealed next month as well.
I literally have. I don't know. I don't stay in touch with any of that stuff. So switch it over to AC.
Wow. Boo.
I don't care.
Don't care. What are you talking about?
Oh, here. I hope that Hylix 3 comes out next month.
Hylix 3.
All right. AC, you got your time to tism, boy. Go on.
Sweet. Yeah, so next month, obviously, Switch 2 is releasing. I've pre-ordered both Mario Kart World and the Donkey Kong game, but Mario Kart World comes out on launch day. I won't be able to play it on launch day, but that's fine. So that'll be a lot of fun just to see how that is. Basically, Mario Kart Forza. Yeah, just curious to see like if it is really an $80 game, because that's what I'm definitely going to be judging it as an $80 game instead of a $67 game that I spent on it. So, of course, there is also Stellar Blade coming out on PC, and the demo dropped today. So I'm going to download the demo once I'm done with this stream, and I'll probably play the demo tonight, see how it is on my computer. So I'm looking forward to playing that. As far as not new release, but releases like that. And then I feel like I'm missing another game that's coming out in June. New game, but I don't really know right now. But as far as like games I'm looking forward to playing, does that count? Did we say that counts?
Yeah.
Like for the gaming challenge in particular, I'll be streaming Turok Evolution, so it'll be cool to play that game. Because I played the original one on the N64, and that was a pretty brutal game to play. So I'm kind of curious how it plays on the GameCube, the next console gen. So we'll see how that is. And then, of course, the game I hinted to in the beginning of the stream, I'm going to be playing Trails in the Sky, the original game, prior to the remake releasing later this year. And I think I'm going to start it here in June and just try to chip away at it here and there. So. Yeah, Trails in the Sky, pretty cool, like JRPG game, and the remake looks ridiculous because it's basically the original game was an isometric camera game. Of course, turn-based combat and everything, but the remake's like full 3D, and I think it's fully voice acted as well. And it just looks gorgeous. So I'm looking forward to playing the remake. I don't know if the Switch 2 version is on the cart or not. I'm kind of worried about that because I want to get it physically. But we'll see. So, as far as other like games for the gaming challenge, drawing a blank here for another. Oh, the next Yeast game. So my goal is today. I'm going to try to beat the final boss, so I can start on. Yeast Memories in Celceta, which is Yeast. It's a Yeast 4 remake, and I'll be playing that on the Vita because that's the copy that I currently own. So that's what I'm starting in June. So yeah, I got like 3 to 4 games I'm gonna try to start in June on top of the 9 games I'm already playing. So hopefully I can knock out a couple of them.
Right on, right on. All right, cool. I guess I'll just kind of close out my thoughts here. All I know is that June is kind of like relatively a dead month for me. I'm getting that Mind's Eye game. I'm getting my Switch 2, obviously. I got stuff coming into play, but not too much is like sticking out to me like is like, you should check this out and play. Because most of it is just like stuff that is like either remakes or ports or stuff like that. Nothing too interesting. It's showcase month. We got the summer showcase. We got obviously the Xbox showcase, which I'm actually going to be doing live with the company boys, Seth, Paul, and of course Bliss. We're going to stream that on their channel, and we're going to watch that. So if you want to stop by and say hi for that one, that'll be June 8th. But besides that, I'm more curious about a lot of these rumors. A lot of people have been trying to say that the new Gears of War game, E-Day, that's going to come out later this year. And if that happens, that'll be awesome. There's been rumors that Resident Evil 9 might be showed off at the Summer Games Fest. So very, very interested to see what might be coming out on the pipeline. What are the new and exciting games to get hyped for? And we're reaching the midway point of this year already. It's kind of insane to think about that, in a few more days, it's going to be June. And, looking at our little gaming challenge tally list, Neo's almost got 40 games. I got almost 31. And AC, I think you just are almost at 30 as well. You got, 28, 29?
No, I'm at 26, and hopefully today will be 27.
I thought you had one more than I did. Sorry.
No, it's good. I need to double check, but I'm pretty sure it's accurate. It's at 26.
But yeah, it's definitely been fun and wild to play a lot of these games. I can't wait for Neo, you and me to sit down and revise some of the rules, go over an in-depth list of all the games that we actually have been playing from January to now, and definitely by July. Can't wait to hear more of the story. So, like I said, nothing really too interesting looks to be coming out in June to me, per se. That being said, I would check out what's coming out. Maybe you might see something interesting. A couple things I did see. The Sifu devs are making a new video game, and it's a soccer-based video game, which I think is interesting. So, multiplayer-only soccer video game. And then, of course, Raden Kaizo is going to be getting its long-awaited remaster, remake, whatever you want to call it, later in June as well. Mind's Eye, but there's some interesting stories that are going on with that. People are saying that it's not previewing well, and I don't know if you guys saw, but McDizzle and a few people have been tweeting out that basically Build a Rocket Boy, the studio that's making it, is a giant trash fire. So it might actually be the next Callisto Protocol, it sounds like.
Yeah, I need to look into that then, because I'm not familiar with anything that Mind's Eye related.
So
Who's McDizzle?
IJP, he's not aware of these people. Yeah, you got to be more specific.
I don't remember.
I'm surprised you don't know who McDizzle is.
Well, unlike you and me, IJP doesn't. He's not detrimentally on X all the time, arguing with retards.
I try not to.
Yeah, but he hangs out with friends who know who that is usually, and those friends fight with McDizzle.
Josh? Is McDizzle Josh? I'm pretty sure that was like one of his alter egos.
No.
You guys know who Josh is? Hey, see, you know who Josh is, right?
Yeah, Josh, the movie guy, Josh.
Yeah, comic book guy.
But it's not him, no.
No, it's not
Not
him.
him. Different McDizzle. Okay.
No, he's He's enemies to Leon's boyfriend. So ask Leon, he'll tell you.
No, there's gay lore.
Leon will tell you.
Who's his gay boyfriend? Is it me?
No.
Who's my enemy?
No, that's about it.
If I was gay, I would kiss Leon on the cheek.
What the fuck?
And if I wasn't gay, I would also do that because he looks kind of cute.
So I got a question just for you then, IGP. If you went into a gay bar and you didn't get hit on, would you be offended?
You cut out. Just restate that statement.
It said if you went into a gay bar and they didn't hit on you, would you be offended?
I'd be happy.
You'd be happy? You wouldn't feel like you were ugly?
No, I don't give a shit about that.
Even with all that work you did with your mustache to try to look
I'd
like
be
Freddie Mercury?
I'd be upset if they hit on me. Because it's not fun. It's annoying.
All right. Anyway, any other closing thoughts, AC, IJP?
Go ahead, IJP.
Like and subscribe.
Yes. Yes, please leave a like and comment. Helps the algorithm, God. I think last time I checked, we are at 1,188 subscribers still. So just two away.
Leave a comment.
Just two away from hitting that 190 goal, which I think would be cool. But I'm not expecting that. AC, how about you? Any closing comments?
Yeah, just gaming is very much well and alive. Don't believe the lie that it's dead. There's a lot of great deals that are happening from time to time. I mean, from right now, Video Games Plus, a Canadian company, is doing a lot of crazy sales for Xbox titles. And yeah, I bought like 6 physical games for about $60, but 2 of those games have more than 2 games on them. And one of them is a collection that has like 50 games on them. So a lot of great deals going on with games, as well as we get into the Steam Summer Sale here soon too. So you'll see a lot of good deals. Of course, the showcase stuff, I'm looking forward to seeing what announcements they'll have, especially with the Xbox stuff, because a lot of interesting rumors, like you mentioned earlier. So, but besides that, love talking about video games and doing these monthly reviews. Right, getting fresh people in and talk about what games they're playing. It's almost a form of accountability. You know, like, hey, you call yourself a gamer, but what have you been playing?
Yeah, I know. And the thing about these shows and stuff like that with these like formats is I could tism about like these games more in detail. But I feel like when you got like a group thing is like you only want to get like just what the points across that you want to share. So I just want to say this. Look into these games that we talked about today. Add them to your wish lists. Try to find a good sale for them if they're retro games or if they're new games. And watch demos, watch playthroughs, watch whatever you can about these games too. Because don't just take our words for it. Use your own free will, because at the end of the day, you know, the old saying is you can lead a horse to water, but you can't force him to drink. And I hope a lot of people like looked into some games today, learned something new, will consider checking out some games, so on and so forth. So with that being said, everyone, thank you for stopping by tonight. It was really fun. I love doing these monthly rotation type of series with different guests talking about games. It's so fun, and I do appreciate both of you for coming on today, especially you, IJP. Thank you for coming on twice. I had a blast this week with you. It was really fun.
I love coming twice.
And thank you, everyone, for coming out tonight. Anytime. That was stupid. We will be back tomorrow at 8 o'clock Central Time. I will be joined by the aforementioned company boy himself, Mr. Insidious Bliss. And we're going to be doing another episode of Legacy Loading. And we're going to be doing watching a documentary about the ESRB, the rating system that we all know and love in America, for E for everyone, to T for teen, and M for mature, stuff like that. So we're going to sit down and get a good history about that. And I feel like Bliss, he's a little bit older than us, so Bliss might actually have more insights of some of these politicians at the time. And a lot of the events that might have changed too in the 80s as well, because a lot of that stuff happened. I think what they were saying was not the video game side, but like rating systems really started to kick off, I think, with actually Indiana Jones of all things.
Oh, the movie, right? That's crazy.
Yeah, the Temple of Doom.
Yes, yeah, okay, that makes sense.
Oh,
yeah.
yeah. I've heard of that.
I've heard of it, so it's going to be fun to listen to that. Maybe they'll talk about that too, kind of like what with the Onimusha stuff. Maybe we'll laugh and learn something along the way. So, everyone, thank you for stopping by again. Like I said, we will see you all tomorrow. Everyone, have a good one. Goodbye.